All right. Oh man, we're
Whoa.
back. Hey, how's it
Eh,
going, Grae? How are you, man?
Good, good. What about you? How's
I'm
the
doing
baby?
well, man. Yo, this is the first stream of the new year. Yo, happy New Year to you, and
Yeah,
happy
Happy
New Year
New
to
Year.
everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's to everyone who's watching. How are you doing, dude?
Yeah, I'm good. I've just been making videos for the past couple of months since we kind of dropped. Yeah,
But yeah, man. Oh, sorry. I was what's it called? Oh, how would you say it?
yeah.
Inaccessible. Yeah, because
Yeah,
chat.
yeah.
You guys didn't know. I recently had a kid, so I've been pretty busy for the past 2 months. It's been 2 months since we went live. And man, man, a lot of stuff went down when I was gone.
Yeah. Uh-huh. For
Yeah,
sure, for
so
sure.
yeah, oh man, so to I I guess to catch up, what's it called again? I guess there are stuff that happened with what's it called again? Witcher's the Witcher Blood Origin, which I just finished watching earlier today, and there's a lot of things I want to say about it. And God, what's it called again? The Last of Us stuff, stuff with the Joker, a bunch of other like woke shit that went down this year. But yes, we're gonna definitely gonna be talking about that. I believe you sent me a couple of links and articles that we can actually go through. But
Hmm,
man,
hmm.
so how have you been, man? You've been doing a bunch of like video games and stuff like that. Like
Yeah, yeah.
what's the crazy news that happened when I was away? Like that we would definitely want to talk about today. I do other than the stuff that you sent me earlier.
Yeah. Well, some every week something kind of happens in the internet these days. So, yeah. I can't remember all of them, but those are the most recent ones. Like, yeah, the Joker getting pregnant, and what else? The Last of Us. Yeah, The Last of Us. At first, I was kind of in the middle. It's like
Mhm,
I was thinking maybe it's gonna be if it's gonna be if it's gonna have woke elements, it's gonna be a little teeny tiny bit.
mhm.
But now that more news are starting to emerge, it's like yeah, it's not looking good. I think they're gonna go down the woke path again this time. Again. So that's another series that's gonna be um and gonna be ruined by a TV series. That's how
Mhm.
I'm starting to feel. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. But yeah, like the recent news that there's not gonna be any spores, which is kind of strange because that's actually one of the most contagious ways to get the disease,
Mhm.
especially with COVID transpiring up. It's through airborne, so it's like it's gonna be less convincing in my opinion if they're gonna replace it with. I forgot the term they used. It's like it's gonna be some interconnected tangible thing rather than spores. And also, I also watched a video last night with Ryan Kinnell that Bella Ramsey she was told not to play the game. She was told not
Yeah.
to play the yeah. It's kind of it's really I don't know. They're really I think they're really going out of their way to differentiate it from the game, which is
Uh-huh.
what I feel is for the worse. And what else? Yeah, it's mostly Witcher Blood or yeah, there's just so many things that happened these past few months. I'm gonna need to backtrack some of the YouTube channels just to remember. But yeah,
Yeah.
those are the memorable ones.
Yeah, like okay, so here's the thing. It's like you literally have what's it called again? Uh you literally have like an amazing source material that you can rely on, like something that's so like fundamentally like great about the game that you can potentially use, or you can actually use as your source of material to work on, and you don't you like, you know what, we shouldn't do it, right? So yeah, that I believe that's just oh, why not? Why is it like, oh, we want you to like, I understand if the directors are like, we want you to play your own version of Ellie. We want you to, when you read script, when you read the screenplay or whatever, like how do you envision this character to be, versus like, don't rely on how it is portrayed. I guess when it comes to like a creative standpoint, I get it. Like it's sort of like when you're making a video game or a movie that's like a reboot, and you're like, oh, you're gonna be playing as I don't know, Buzz Lightyear. right? And it's like, oh, we don't want you to play the Tim Allen version of the character. We want you to play your own version of the character. So this is because this is a completely different like universe or a reboot or whatever. So in my opinion, I think it's fair. But on the other hand, especially if you have like how the game elements are and how specific things should be or how they should look, it's it's a it's such a wasted opportunity for you not to have that source material for that you can work on. I don't know. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, it's like it's okay to deviate, but not to a certain degree that it's fundamental, I believe. Well, yeah, but
Mhm.
saying something that's fundamental, I think just saying that word alone is like fundamental means something different to another person. So it's kind of hard to articulate. But yeah, it's like if you're gonna get a source material anyway, then you might as well stick to it mostly because that's what made
Mhm.
it work. That's what people love. So what's the point in getting an IP if you're just gonna deviate so many things? You might as well just make a what do you call this? You might as well just make your own if you really want to shake things up, rather
Yeah.
than changing drastically an existing IP that it already proven itself by having a track record of whether it's sales or having a really strong cult following.
Yeah. So we have this article here from Bounding in the Comments. This was back in October of last year. So
Mhm.
this is a while ago, and this is probably before I even went on leave. But yeah, the Last of Us HBO star Bella Ramsey reveals that she was encouraged not to play the video game before filming. Uh, HBO has finally unveiled its first trailer, the small screen debut of the Last of Us series. And while the studio undoubtedly hoped it would get fans hyped for what's to come, a subsequent revelation from lead actress Bella Ramsey may have severely blunted the surrounding excitement. Of course, this video is private. I don't know why, but whatever. Uh, Starting life as a survivor horror series, the PlayStation family of consoles, The Last of Us centers around an apocalypse brought upon humanity by a fungi based virus, the cordyceps, a brain infection, which turns the infected into terrifying zombie like creatures. Yeah, it's sort of like you're telling um basically what's it called again? Henry Cavill, do not play the Witcher video games is because we want
Exactly.
you to have your own version of the Witcher video, the Witcher TV show. And it's like, no, we want whenever as fans, right, as consumers, we want the the adaptation to be as close to the source material as possible, if not exactly the same, right? However, there are of sort of like instances where we do not want that. Sort of an example would be like The Lion King, like the quote unquote CGI live action adaptation of Lion King from the animated one. And that one was pretty almost one to one, but they made it too realistic where it's just like what's the difference, right? So as a creator, you can have your sort of whenever you have your creative juices flowing, you want to take the liberty to make it a little bit different, but still it feels like whatever you remember playing or watching from back in the day. And man, it's I believe she did tweet it out. I think I saw a tweet earlier today, and let me. I'm not sure if I can find it, but she basically said, "Yes, I was encouraged not to play the video game, but it didn't mean that I couldn't watch someone play it," which is what she
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, she mentioned in that, I think it was some sort of documentary of sorts. Like I sneaked up to watch gameplay
Yeah,
videos, something
yeah,
like that.
and
Yeah.
that's good for her, right? It's like I know like I have nothing against Bella Ramsey. Like she doesn't look like Ellie, but this is like a different version of her. This is a TV show version, and I loved her as Lyanna Mormont in Game of Thrones. So when I found out that she was going to be playing Ellie, I was excited. And then when we
Hmm.
had the Red Viper playing her father, her quote unquote father, and like that's amazing. Like you have the two people I actually really love from Game of Thrones playing these two characters that I love from The Last of Us Part One, and it like for me, I hope it's good. There are of course they took the liberty to change some of the race and characters and stuff like that. I don't really care. as long as it's good. But back to your sort of a statement in terms of like they're not going to have the spores in in it. Do you know why?
It's
Did you
it
did,
wasn't
did
exactly clear. Wait, let me check on the. It wasn't exactly clear, but yeah, it's like it didn't convince me though. As far as I remember, it didn't convince me
was it
that.
this article that you sent me?
Yeah, it was the article that I
Okay,
sent you.
yeah. Let me actually bring that up. There it is. So this one right here. Wow. It's so yeah. For me, before I start reading this, like the spore, I always thought that the spore was actually like a huge thing, right? It's like the reason why you get
Yes.
the you get the gas mask to make sure that you're not infected and stuff.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's such a big part of the game where like okay, this area is spores, and that's what made Ellie very like other than the fact that she can't get infected via getting bit, she can't. She's okay without the spores will not affect her. That's one of the major things that led to people trying to capture her and use her as a test subject so they can actually an antidote or whatever. But it sucks that they're not doing that. I don't know. But let's go ahead. Let me read this article. Why the Last of Us TV show made one major change from the game exclusive. The Last of Us is aiming to be an extremely faithful adaptation to its video game source material. After all, it is adapting one of the most critically acclaimed and beloved video game stories. Still, in bringing the PlayStation games world to HBO, there are a few tweaks made to the world and story of The Last of Us for various reasons. One thing gamers will recognize as not being a part of the series is spores. In the games, spores linger like a float in dark, enclosed spaces, waiting for humans to stumble into them and become infected with the fungal virus, which has wiped away humanity as we know. It was known. Those spores won't be a part of The Last of Us on television. A decision executive producer, Craig Mazin, who previously delivered HBO's Chernobyl, explained in an interview. Mazin said that in cracking the story and world building for the adaptation of The Last of Us, he and The Last of Us creator Neil Druckmann found themselves asking a lot of questions. That's the name of the game. What do you keep and what do you duplicate? What requires enormous fidelity? What do you need to touch on and allude to? What do you want to change and what do you want completely different? Neil Druckmann and I just talk through all of it, and as a fan, I was able to say at times, "Hey, no, we're not changing that, and that has to be the same." So it's yeah, I definitely need to continue reading this. Let's see. A core part of the story and many of the finer details make up the jump in the live action versions of the story, with Pedro Pascal taking the role as Joel and Bella Ramsey becoming Ellie. Obviously, there are some big things that we would like to that we know we're keeping, and then of course, but there are challenges from the game to the show that had to be considered. For instance, little things like spores in the game. There are these where you encounter spores and you need to put on a gas mask on. In the world that we are creating, if we put spores in the air, it would be pretty clear that it would spread around everywhere, and everybody will have to wear a gas mask at all times, and probably everybody would be completely infected by that point. So we challenged ourselves to come up with an interesting new way for fungus to spread, but mostly I think we just connected with the soul and spirit of the game. He and the creator of the game and me as a fan of the game were caretakers on behalf of all the fans, but also on the behalf of the people who haven't played the game, who need a television experience that is holistic and connected to itself and doesn't feel like you need to play the game to understand. I I guess I guess that's fine. Like it is the creative liberty to change it, but you could have made it where it's like, oh, this area, the spores only linger in, I don't know, like places that has like a specific like material or
Yeah,
something. I don't know.
and
What do you think?
if you remember the games, right?
Mhm,
I'm not convinced with that saying that it's literally everywhere. Because
mhm,
if you remember the game, it's like they're in mostly tight and compacted areas where they say, "Oh, there's spores. Time to put on the gas mask." It's not.
mhm,
It's literally not everywhere. Because after you pass through that tight space where the spores are, they literally take off the mask. So I think they could explain it convincingly in a TV series that spores are in tight areas or not in highly concentrated areas at least. It doesn't have to be everywhere.
Hmm.
Because yeah, it kind if you remove the spores, although it may seem small, right, in general, but if you think about it, it's probably a major reason how the infection spread so quickly. It's because people at first inhaled the spores and then they became infected and started biting others. So the spores played a huge role in making it like a pandemic of sorts. Kind of like
Hmm.
COVID. It's like
Yeah,
if there's anything, it's COVID. That's evidence that spores are, I mean, droplets are a major way of spreading a disease.
the
So
droplets.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, I don't want to look be cynical about it anymore. It's like
Hmm.
even though it's likely gonna be, but yeah, if they can pull it off very well, then good on them. But yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards being more cynical again from someone
Yeah.
who's being kind of neutral or maybe a bit optimistic before.
So I haven't read too much on it. I believe it's coming out soon. Yeah,
Yeah,
January 15th. Wow, that's in a week.
mm-hmm.
Damn, this is actually a lot close. I thought it was gonna be coming out like during the what's it called
Yeah, I
again?
thought it was yeah, I thought it was around March,
Spring?
but I
Yeah, that
must
was
have been
spring.
something else. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Let's go ahead and finish this article. Looks like we're about yeah, we're about done. Those spores are a big part of why the world ended in the Last of Us games. Humans would inhale them, which lead them to becoming ravenous, thoughtless, bloodthirsty monsters, which only spread the virus to other humans with each violent encounter. And with the virus in the TV show being so similar of that in the games, Mazing wanted to dig a little deeper when it comes to explaining how and why the world fell apart as a result. In games, because you're playing as Joel, there's really no reason for anybody to say, hey, let's talk about the thing that we already know. But once we got into this, especially when Joel and Ellie are together and alone, her natural curiosity seemed like a great kind of way to explore filling some of those questions people might have uh, watching the show. I know I'm a very curious person. I want to know how things work. I want to know how why they went wrong. And once Joe starts to explain and fill in some of those gaps, some of the things that happen will in the very first episode suddenly take on a slightly different meaning and a little bit more more resonance. So I think it's just a product of my natural curiosity. I think people would want to know. You don't want people you don't want to bore people with a lot of exposition, but again, I made a show where I one wait, is that one? Yeah, one guy stood up and explained how nuclear reactor worked. I thought, hey, I could do this again with fungus. I can do it. So here's the thing. Did you watch Chernobyl?
Oh no, I haven't.
Yeah, I heard it's
But
like really, really good. But like I haven't watched it, but knowing that like everyone's saying that that show is like fantastic and how everyone's all like afraid of like nuclear stuff, like it it begs it begs the question like how is he going to change what's going to happen here? And I guess he's going to make Ellie more like the audience, right? Like Ellie's young, naive. She is immune to everything, but she will be asking like what happened to the world because like maybe she was like kept, locked away with like the God, what's that band of group? I don't remember anymore. Like
the
the
Fireflies.
yeah, the Fireflies, yeah. Right? So like she doesn't like as a kid, you're asking a crap ton of questions. It's like why, how does this happen, what happened here, what happened here, and I guess what Mazen's gonna do is sort of make her act like more like the audience, so the audience can relate to her and stuff like that. But I don't know that's how I feel. But I am on the same boat as you where I'm like a little pessimistic. How's the show's gonna do, and like for me, like I'm not going to re-up my freaking subscription because I canceled my subscription after I think after like probably like after I just bought it just to watch the Snyder cut and I stopped. So
Oh, okay.
so it was a while ago. So like
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm not gonna re-up my HBO Max just to watch the show, right? I'm probably just gonna watch somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Probably the same thing for me. But even although HBO's kind yeah, subscription services are cheap here, but overall the quality of shows are not so good. That's
Mhm.
the compromise here.
Oh yeah,
But
absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
But all right. So okay. So here's this crazy ass thing that I saw that I want to look more into. So you sent me this thing about the Joker in regards to the Joker and how the Joker got pregnant, which is fucking insane, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so here's the thing. If this was like maybe like 5, maybe even like 10 years ago, I would be like, okay, whatever, right? But now it's coming out at a weird time where it's like is this thing going to be woke or not? Is this thing going to fail or not? Right? It's just like, like back in the day, a lot of people never really questioned a lot of these things. They're just like, oh, studios are just doing fucking crazy shit, right? But the fact that you're doing it now, and I did see like a screenshot of it. So do I have to actually read through this entire thing, or okay?
It's
uh
not very long, if I'm not mistaken. It's not very long.
okay. Okay, so
Oh,
yeah, I remember seeing this.
mhm.
Okay, acid trip back up. So yeah, I'll go ahead and read this entire thing. The Joker, the man who stopped laughing. This is a review. Oh, this is a review of it. Okay, deep sigh. You know what I miss? The feeling that when I pick up a comic, I might get a good story. Instead, I'm reading Joker, the man who stopped laughing, a book that continues to struggle to meet the lowest of my expectations. The good news is that this issue isn't nearly as confusing as the last one. We only focus on one Joker and one location. It's so much easier to follow. The bad news is that it's very much a filler issue. Nothing new about the mystery of the story is revealed. The character do not develop, and the book is spent instead of watching various episodes unfold as the Joker tries to escape the hospital to avoid cops. The Joker's comedy. Okay, probably not going to read the panel. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
yeah, I'm probably not going to read the panel. Rosenberg's voice for the Joker remains okay, but I think he struggles in the comedic aspects of the character. The slow comedic monologues with which he's been opening each issue are neither funny nor they do inform the story. They've become very tiresome to me. Later in the book, there's an extended scene of the Joker trying to entertain some sick children. While part of the point is that the Joker's violent jokes are only really funny to him, the whole sequence managed to turn me off. The Joker works as a charming villain because darkly because his darkly ironic sense of humor makes the reader laugh, and then the reader feels bad about it. Here, the Joker comes off as more brash, gross, and unintelligent. I'm just not getting the likability, humor, and style that I've come to expect from his characters. So here's the thing. I think what's it called again? With the whole Joker thing, like it's like one of the most popular villains of all time, right? Not even just comic
Mhm.
books, but in general. Like when you hear like who's a villain, it's like what character, like people just automatically think of the Joker. And he's so popular, just people are just trying to see what can we do to make this character even more crazier. Maybe it's good or bad. And I think in this one, it's just like this is probably like one of the craziest things I've heard from the Joker, anything related to him, and this is on top of like the Jared Leto shit, right? I'm not a big Jared Leto fan. I do like him when he was in 30 Seconds to Mars, but not a big fan of him as a Joker. The action of the comics comes from the scenes with the Red Hood. I have to say, the snowy night sequences and the movement of the Red Hood as he runs or fights is still very well drawn and colored. It's great to see a comic really use the weather and its shading to create a mood. You can really feel the cold air and the sound of police sirens as Red Hood sneaks into the hospital. But then we are reminded that that nothing is actually happening in this issue. We don't find out anything from the Joker other than that he's convinced that the other Joker isn't the real deal. We already knew that. We don't get anything new from the Red Hood either. He says that he's motivated to stop the Joker because the Joker killed him. So, do you know the story of the Red Hood?
I know. I don't know it in full, but I know it's Jason Todd.
Yeah. So under the Red Hood, which is the animated movie, of course it's based off of a comic. It's probably one of my favorite DC animated movies. It's really well done. Jensen Ackles plays I believe Jensen Ackles plays Jason Todd. and I believe God DiMaggio, fuck, the guy who did the voice for Bender, and the guy who did the voice for Jake the dog from Adventure Time. He does the voice for Joker in that movie, and he does an amazing Joker. It actually sort of sounds like not so like it sort of sounds like what's it called again? Mark Hamill, just a little
Mark
bit, but
Hamill.
it's pretty damn good. So you haven't given him a watch. It came out, I believe, in '09, so it's pretty old. But to keep it short, it's the one. It's called like the Death in the Family, and what happens is that he captured Jason Todd and beat the crap out of him over with a crowbar, and basically Batman gets it too late. The building explodes. He dies, and I believe somehow he gets like regenerated from like Ra's al Ghul's like sort of like rejuvenation
Oh,
thing. He
okay.
comes back and he's all fucked up. His mind's all weird, and he basically blames. He sort of becomes a vigilante like Batman, but he kills. And he
Yeah,
wears his
yeah.
red hood thing because Joker's first rendition when he came into the comics, he was wearing this like red, like sort of like tubular hood that covers him before he actually became the Joker. So he wears the red hood to sort of it's like a callback. But what happened is that when Batman finds out who he is, he's like, oh, you're fucking Jason Todd. And they sort of have an exchange saying that, like, you could have stopped this. You could have saved me, but your fucking ego and your no killing policy led me to die, and it's your fault. So it's actually a very, very well like
Oh, okay, okay.
written comic. And it's because it's a lot of emotions brought up. And you're like, damn, that is true. Like if you just killed the Joker, I wouldn't have died. A lot of people wouldn't have died, and it's your fault. And he blames him.
Uh,
It's really well done.
okay,
The animated
okay.
movie is actually really well done too.
I think that was the basis for. Have you played the Batman Arkham games?
I have not, and I
Okay,
should.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Because the third one, Arkham Knight, it's spoiler alert. The Arkham Knight is because like this mysterious villainy figure. As far as I know, the reveal is Arkham Knight is Jason Todd,
Mhm,
going out against Batman because in a similar story that you just said, like he's out for Batman because he didn't save him, stuff like that from the Joker.
mhm.
That's the premise of Arkham Knight, the third one, the final one.
Man, I definitely need to check out all the Arkham games, man. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
they're good.
like I definitely need to check that out for sure. Like, at least the first two. I think that there's like a collector's edition or something like that where they're
Yeah,
actually pretty cheap.
you can get them on sale for like $5 each on
Okay,
Steam.
how
Yeah.
long? How long is the gameplay? Like
Uh,
per game?
if yeah, if you're just gonna do the main game, I can imagine you can finish it in like 2 to 3 streams each.
Okay, okay, it's not that long
Yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah. It's not long. It's not long. Just for the main game, just for the main story.
Okay. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Okay, there it is. Yeah, dude, that happened almost 40 years ago in a comic, and we just had a very similar story to Jason chasing Joker for revenge. Isn't it time for something new? So we left with a little bit more readable issue with some nice art, but not a lot of progression to speak of. The characterizations of Red Hood and the Joker didn't thrill me either. I absolutely don't care about what the big reveal of this comics mystery is going to be because, from the standpoint, it doesn't seem like it's going to be any good. The acid trip back up. So here it is. The more interesting thing to talk about when it comes to the comic is not the main story, though. It's the backup. This is probably the worst story I've ever read in the time of reviewing for Batman News. Once again, we find ourselves in the homage to the old times comic. We find Joker in a dream sequence at the mercy of yet another female superhero he's become enamored with, Zatanna. I really don't get the running gag here. The Joker has never been defined as someone who's obsessed with chasing after women. However, that's not what it comes to in comic, which makes the comic insane. Yeah, so here's the thing. The only time the Joker is ever like crazy about some like a female character are two characters, right? There's Harley Quinn, and the second one was the Killing Joke, which is with Barbara Gordon
Or yeah,
to get Commissioner Gordon. That's the only time he's ever been like really interested in like in what a woman is doing, which is pretty crazy. Let's continue this. Joker wakes up from his dream and finds that he is pregnant. I repeat, the Joker wakes up in the morning and discovers that he's pregnant. Oh my god, I didn't make that up. Just look at the picture below. Okay, I'm actually going to read this. What have we here? Uh I think you're pregnant. I think you're all right. do we have a good OBGYN we can use? So the Joker goes into the hospital and prepares to give birth. Then he winds up throwing up a mud monster instead. A violent gun-filled chase commences, but then it is discovered that the mud creature is morphed into a child-sized version of the Joker. The Joker accepts this thing as his son and shows him off to Zatanna, taunting her over the family she could have had with him. This is so stupid.
Yeah.
Literally, they are running out of ideas to write, and it's like, how can we make this even more stupid, even more insane than Joker's already? What has Joker done? Oh yeah, he's done this, he's saying, what has he has not given birth. Let's go ahead and make him do that. And it's this is mind-bogglingly, like, it's when you read it, it makes you feel like you're getting dumber by the second. So let's see. Ready as I'll ever be, Atomic Skull. So Atomic Skull is actually the one who's actually giving, like, going, basically looking at his dick.
Yeah.
What the heck did I just read? This is one of the comics that you can't really review because there's no real story or artistic vision to pick apart. All you can describe is what can I surmise? Only surmise is the delusion of the comic writers on very special kind of weed. Writing aside, however, there have been a lot of little moments in the DC or stories at DC lately that when we go, how the heck did DC editorial give this a green light? Is there any kind of oversight to the company now? Yeah. It is pretty bad overall. Comics are overpriced. Their contents are either sub-mediocre work or feature writers exposing their fetishes. Recently, Batman News lost their writer Nicholas Finch to other pursuits. He claimed that he's fallen out of love with DC Comics. I'm really feeling that DC comic books seem like they are written for no one, and no one is really discussing them. Yet, even as more and more people become disillusioned with DC, the company behind the scenes don't seem to care. I 100% agree with this person's review of this comic book. As a person who works in the entertainment industry and knows people who work in the, I guess you would say, like, the comic book industry and even like the animation industry, a lot of times there are these when the sort of like your established people sort of stop working, right? Or they retire, or they move on to bigger and better things. A lot of the stuff that they would do the day-to-day gets replaced by a younger person. So that's why you see a lot of these people who are from coming out of Cal Arts, working at Disney, working at Cartoon Network and stuff like that. That's why, like, a lot of times, like, what happens to, back in my day, cartoons used to look like this. Animation used to be this good, or storytelling used to be this good, and now you have all these the good people retire and or go on to other stuff, and then you have sick people who are actually being running a show or something like that. And it definitely sucks. And the thing is that he said that no one's talking about DC, but this could be a publicity thing, right? It's just like no one's talking about DC, and all of a sudden we're talking about DC again, right? So it's like, it could be like, oh, because any publicity may be good or bad. It's good publicity, right?
That's irrational already at this point.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'm getting like a major superhero fatigue. Like, I don't care. I don't give a fuck what comes out of Marvel. I don't care what comes out of DC anymore. Like, I just want good entertaining stuff. And if you're saying that, like, what's it called again? Into Across the Spider-Verse is going to be really, really good. Like, for me, I'm a little bit hesitant on it. But did you like what's it called again? Into the Spider-Verse?
Yep. Yeah, I loved it. It's really, really good.
So yeah, I really enjoy it too. I'm not a big fan of the animation that they're basically animating on, like, so in animation we usually animate on 24s and 30s or 60s if you're like crazy. So that means that every frame every if you animate in 24 frames a second, so like, every other frame you move, that the character would move, right?
Yeah, it's
Or
the more frames, the smoother it appears
Yeah.
in motion. Yeah.
So the thing is that they reduced. So according to what I know, they basically animate it fluidly, and they go inside and remove frames to make it look like it's like very like like it stops.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how they do it. So the thing is that I I know that the second one is going to make a lot of money. May it be if it's good, I'm not sure, right? So I know they're adding in like a bunch of like different Spider-Mans, like they're changing up like Spider-Woman. I think she's like in a different universe that like I think I forgot her name, like something Drew, and I believe like they're changing up like her race and stuff like that. Like to me, I don't really care. Like I'm wondering if it's just going to be like the first one's really good and the second one's going to be okay, right? Or it could be really really good, but I don't really care too much, and especially with the whole COVID thing happening, like a lot of people don't go to the movie theaters unless there's something really really good that they really want to watch, right?
Hmm.
I think No Way Home was one of them, like a very good example. A lot of people went
Yeah.
to the theaters for that, even though it made over $1 billion. Same thing with Top Gun Maverick. Same
Yeah.
thing with I haven't
Avatar.
watched it yet, but same thing with Way of the
Yeah.
Water. Have you seen Way
Yeah.
of the Water yet?
No, I haven't even watched the first one.
You have not seen the first one? Okay. It's nothing special since that
Yeah.
movie came out like what 13,
Yeah.
14 years
I as
ago?
far as I know, it was good at its time. It was really really good at its time because it's the first one that came
Mhm.
out with animated 3D.
Yeah. But man, yeah, I'm getting like major superhero fatigue. Do you feel the same thing, or you're just more like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
When we stopped for a while when because you had a baby, it's like I really intentionally went out of my way to thinking like, okay, I'm kind of tired of this woke shit. So, maybe it's time I should try something else. Like, and so I jumped into obviously anime. It's like, wow, it's like holy cow, it's so much better. It's like
mm,
it felt so refreshing that it kind of broke me out of depression. It's like, wow, this is so well written. This is so well done. Like I kind of resonate with a lot of the characters. It's the storytelling is top notch. It's so yeah, it's so well done. Like example, Spy Family. I really really like Spy Family. It's like I kind of
yeah,
want to make a video out of it, and to the point that it's so good that anime has come such a long way that it I already bought volume 1 of the manga, which
oh shit,
I have never done in my entire lifetime. It's like
hmm
people are telling me, "Oh, I got this manga book." It's like I keep telling people, I don't really collect manga. I don't really collect manga, but for the first time ever in my lifetime, it's like, okay, I think I'm gonna try it out for Spy Family. So I'm waiting for my volume 1 to arrive. Then, if I really liked it, which I'm pretty sure I will, because I really like the anime, I'll probably
hmm
start collecting the rest of the volumes. I mean, that's how good anime has become. Like, the writing is so good, the characters are so relatable and so well written that it's even I even said in my Discord, like it's already an insult at this point to compare TV series to anime at this point. It's like because TV series has dropped in quality so much because they're so focused on politics and yeah, identity politics and going woke that yeah, it's not even worth comparing anymore compared to anime. That's why we see like other content creators saying like manga sales are on the rise, anime is on the rise with the same reason because people are moving over there. Like they
yeah,
want to be entertained, not to be lectured on or to be told that they're or to be lectured at that they should be worrying about stuff that I don't know, stuff that are I don't want to say necessary because it's most of the time it's not really.
hmm
Yeah, just like I don't know. It's and the sad thing is they're gonna double down on this. Like Disney is gonna Bob Iger, the new CEO, they're gonna double down on it. Marvel's gonna double down on it, and yeah, but well, even oh yeah, I'm kind of recalling now what happened prior. So even James Gunn, it's like at first I was okay with him spearheading DC, but
yeah,
he removed Henry Cavill, he removed Dwayne Johnson, which is kind of okay in my opinion. But the fact that they're staying with there's no news on Ezra Miller, like, that's the part where I start to question his direction or his capabilities to reinvigorate the DC universe.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I'm at the same boat as you. It's like I don't know what's gonna happen with Western entertainment. I think it's gonna fall off even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abso absolutely. For me, what's it called again? I I feel that okay, so the whole James Gunn thing happened when I was on leave, and what's it called again? It's how how can I say this? I'm not a big fan of James Gunn. So the first movie that I watched from James Gunn, I think it was called Super, and it was with Rainn Wilson. He's a guy from The Office, and with God, what's her Ellen Page before she transitioned to Elliot Page.
Oh, okay, okay.
And it was like a rated R, very dark, very gritty superhero movie about like a basically regular average Joe becoming a superhero, putting on a costume, becoming a superhero, that kind of thing. And it was sort of weird, is because there was like a rape scene where
Oh, okay, okay.
Ellen Page's character rapes Rainn Wilson when he's sleeping, and it's sort of
Oh,
yeah, it's
okay.
like a female and raping a male because like she wanted to have sex or something like that. It was very weird, and I sort of really got an off vibe from that. It was a very that scene was not needed in that movie. And then you also have the stuff like why James Gunn got canceled, right? Do you know the story behind that?
Was that his tweet 10 years prior about
Yeah.
the?
So his
Okay,
tweets
okay.
in terms of like the pedophilia stuff with like, 3PO and R2D2 should do this to like a 10-year-old kid and stuff like that. And then he got canceled. And then I think like everyone was like, oh, if it wasn't for him, Guardians of the Galaxy would not have been no one would have known what
Wouldn't be,
Guardians of the
wouldn't.
Galaxy was. And everyone brought him back. Like you have Dave Bautista, who I believe after wrestling I believe like he sort of like I think he sort of got into like bad terms with Vince McMahon, and he sort of became like he was pretty close to being bankrupt. And so James Gunn was the one who hired him to become Drax, and
Drax.
so that's why Dave Bautista is like indebted to him. And then he was like the person who came out and said, bring him back or we're gonna quit, we're not gonna
Mhm.
do Guardians and stuff like that. So they brought him back. So I'm like, okay, sure, whatever, right? And then when I watched Suicide Squad 2, I'm calling Suicide Squad 2 the one with the one that James Gunn did. I thought it was better than the original Suicide Squad, but it wasn't that great. I like John Cena, and I liked Idris Elba's character's dynamic between those two. But I'm like, okay, if he's coming in, he right now he's sort of like larger than life. He's pretty big, like anything that he does is a lot of people will watch it no matter what because he's James Gunn. So when he took over DC, I think the first thing I said was he's in my mind. I said he's gonna restructure the entire thing, hands down. And then I asked my wife, and she's like, "It's like I think he's gonna do it." And she's like, "Why?" Like because she loves Guardians. Guardians is like one of her favorite movies for Marvel. And she asked, "Why do you think that?" I'm like, "Well, here's the thing. He's got a big head already. He has a lot of he's pretty damn well known now in the industry and especially in the comic book industry. And a lot of people would just follow him no matter what. So I know he's going to restructure. And my thing was, I just hope that Henry Cavill remains as Superman. It's because we just got him back, right? I didn't watch Black Adam. Did you watch Black Adam?
I did.
How was
Uh,
it?
it's not the worst, but it's not definitely not the best. Like you can question a lot of stuff, that's for sure. It's valid. The criticism is valid. It's like,
Right.
yeah, it's not the worst thing you've seen for sure, but it's at the same time it's nowhere near excellent or good. So
So
average, average.
so the thing is that the best part of it was post credits when you saw Henry Cavill, right? Like,
I I think the version I watched, it was not there anymore. It was not there anymore. It was cut
whoa,
off.
what?
Yeah, I intentionally tried. Okay, where is it? Where's the post? It wasn't there. It wasn't. I don't know. I think in some versions, I'm not sure which. I think it was already gone. They already cut it off.
Oh my god, oh my god, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
insane. But yeah, it's like the best part of what's making me like DC was the fact that Henry Cavill was in it. Like I'm amongst the minority. I know majority does not like it. I'm amongst the minority actually really liked Man of Steel. Like I actually really
Yeah,
like it.
I do.
Like
I
I
like
did
it.
like the fact that he killed Zod at the end because I know Superman, his thing was like, I do not kill. I think that's like one big turnoff. It is a lot darker, but I love the fight scenes. Like, there's
Hmm.
no scene in any superhero movie that can make me feel that same feeling I had as when he first flew. I don't. It's the music from Hans Zimmer's. It's just like, he like look, like his dad was like Jarrell was like looking to the sun, and then he flies and like, oh my god, that moment and with that music kicking in, it was like one of the best moments in for me for DC. I'm like, that's awesome. So I'm like, yeah, cool. He's my Superman. We should not, like, if you're gonna restructure, keep all the actors other than Ezra Miller because of all the shit stuff that
Yeah.
he did.
That,
And then I remember a week before the announcement saying that, okay, before Henry Cavill's announcement, I remember I was on Gal Gadot's. I saw her Instagram post, and she said it's amazing playing Wonder Woman. Several years ago, I was able to play Wonder Woman, able to play this character, get the opportunity. It was great, and the way that it sounded, she didn't say anything about like she's not going to play her anymore, but the way it sounded was like, thank you for giving me the opportunity, and I'm
mhm,
not going to be playing her anymore, even though she didn't say it. So
mhm.
I already got like an ominous vibe from that. And then the following week was like, Henry Cavill, like we already got big news. Henry Cavill's going to be playing Superman again. And all of a sudden, saying that, oh, I'm no longer playing Superman. I'm like, I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I had a feeling he's going to restructure. And then the reason why this pissed me off even more is because James Gunn was mentioning how we're gonna be making a younger version of Superman, how he becomes Superman. I was like, bitch, we already fucking know how he becomes Superman. It's called fucking Smallville. We don't need that, right? It's how many times are we gonna watch fucking Uncle Ben die? How many times are we gonna fucking watch Thomas and Martha Wayne die? We don't need to see that shit anymore. Just go into the part where he's already Superman. He's I heard that they were gonna do Kingdom Come, right? And that's one of the best. According, I've not read Kingdom Come, but from what I know, Kingdom Come is like one of the best Superman like novels. Like it's like the best arc that he's ever had, and even like modern day media is like, oh, I'm gonna blow you up until Kingdom Come. That's fucking referencing from Superman. So knowing that, like, you're taking that away, and then he's no longer playing it, and it's just like he fucking quit. Okay, this is my rant. He fucking quit Netflix playing The Witcher because they were
Mhm.
fucking gonna trash him. We're gonna fucking go into the blood origin after this, right? He already we already got screwed from that. Okay, sure, he's coming back in season 3, but we know that I believe there's already like a screenshot of like Liam yeah, Liam. I
Hemsworth.
still call him Liam Neeson. Liam
Liam
Hemsworth as
Hemsworth. Yeah.
right. So we already have that, and then he's like, okay, I'm going. The reason why we know that he's not doing that, he's gonna go 100% into playing Superman. Cool, let's do it. And then 2 weeks later, I'm not playing Superman anymore. And then of course, you have Warhammer 40K or something like that. He's gonna be producing and
And
leading it, which is great. But it's just
yes.
like, oh come on, man, we just got him. It sucks. It just sucks. And the fact that like he's so beloved, like anything, like he's one of those people who has that star power now. Like just because Henry Cavill's in it, I'm gonna go watch it. It's like that.
Yeah.
He's become that kind of actor for me. And
Mhm.
it sucks what they're doing, and it's just like, like seeing all these things, and like I'm looking all with all these things with James Gunn and stuff like that. It's just, it sucks. It definitely sucks, and I'm just pissed. I'm just pissed right now.
Yeah.
But we do have a comment saying, oh, this and this is for you, Gray. How do you
Yeah.
feel about Netflix trying to make live action adaptations popular of popular animes? How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Generally, I have never felt it's usually not good. It's usually not good. The only silver lining I can think of is like when it comes to translating manga to anime, as far as I know, they strictly cannot deviate from what happens in the manga. So they're okay to do whatever they want in live action, which is why they end up being terrible. So that's
Yeah.
what I feel. It's like they're just gonna burn more money. They're just gonna burn more money by making live action of the anime. Hopefully, I'm wrong in the future, but I'm not seeing any. I don't see any signs of it being the case. It's like I'm not sure. I'm not even updated if which anime are gonna be what do you call this? Gonna be live action. Is One Piece, I believe.
Yeah,
I'm
for
not
sure.
sure. Yeah,
Okay,
One
so
Piece.
some for what I know, One Piece they already have the cast, and it's gonna I believe it's going to be an American cast. It's gonna be more for Western audiences, which is I'm already like turned off by that. And but I do know that they have the blessing from Oda, which is the creator. So we do know that, but the and I they are also doing My Hero Academia, which the thing is that my wife and I we are like I would consider us like a little bit more of the normies when it comes to like anime. Like I used to watch and read a ton of anime back in college, but I stopped. But My Hero I don't read it, but we do watch it. Like we watch it like dedicatingly, and I believe like they actually went on a week break. I believe they're coming back today. But when I heard that, when we heard that, I was like, fuck, they're gonna ruin it. They're going to fucking ruin it. And the thing is that the only way that it can work, it's if it's a TV show, right? You cannot make a movie out of it. It's because we watched Attack on Titan, the live action one. Even though it's not one to one with the what's it called again? The manga or the
Anime.
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 The movie was okay. The movie was okay. It's very good for normies who has never watched or never read it. It's because I remember when it came out, it was like 2016, 2017. And I was talking to one of my animation directors at that time, and I asked him what did he think about it because he watched it. He said, "Oh, I loved it. It's great." Because it's for normies, right? It's for people who has never read, never watched it. Have you read or watched Attack on Titan?
Not yet. It's part of my backlogs too.
Okay,
But
so Attack on Titan, I don't read it, but I watch it. Attack on Titan is fucking amazing. It's so fucking good, and it gets political, but in a good way. And
mhm.
the thing is that I think the final season's coming out this year. So you're actually like once the final season comes out, I would say you can binge it. Like you can
Yeah.
start binging. It's really really good. The entire series is on Hulu and Netflix.
Yeah,
I
yeah. I
think
have it too. I
yeah.
have it in Disney Plus too.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah, it's in my watch list.
yeah. So and then because so the live action movie, those part one and part two. Part one was good for what it was, right? Part two was complete shit show. It's like they changed up a lot of characters. One of the favorite characters that a lot of people love, they never brought back. Like that, they never brought into the movie, but like they changed so many things, it just became shitty. And then they also did a Bleach live action movie, but this one from so these two are from the Bleach and Attack on Titan was both from Japan. The Bleach one is pretty good, but it's like mid. It's like subpar. It's like okay, it's okay, right? But for people who are like who seen who read the manga, for me, I read the manga and I watched the anime. Like, of course, I haven't watched the new arc. I heard completely doing the new arc, and I heard it's pretty good. But it's just a lot of shit. Like for me, I have a feeling they're just gonna fuck it up. After Death Note, like yeah, Ryuk looks great, but you know this shit sucks.
Yeah.
With Cowboy Bebop, I only watched the first and the last episode. It fucking sucked. I hated it. And I remember when Your Name the movie was like fucking huge everywhere, right? It was everywhere. Like I think it made like over $1 billion or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but it was so popular. They said that like I remember hearing like people in Hollywood was like, oh, we should make a Western version of that, and they got like shit ton of backlash. Like, no, don't do it, don't do it. And I don't know. Did you watch Your Name?
It's also in my. I have a lot of anime to catch up on,
Okay.
but it's also
Yeah.
in my
So
backlog.
yeah, your name, I would say it's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. It came out, I believe, 2015, 2014, I
Yeah,
think,
pretty
around there.
recent.
It's a pretty damn good movie, and I have a feeling in about 2 years, they're gonna do Demon Slayer. Because Demon Slayer is such a popular manga and slash anime right now. It's like when you go to a convention, you cannot see like you can't not like spot a person who's wearing something from Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
So I know that like it's super popular, and then and I know that I think I did this on my stream. Like Disney has the rights to one Dragon Ball movie. So like how are they gonna do that? It's just I don't know, man. It's just like but if it's strictly like Japanese anime, Japanese manga, like you can't go wrong. I think Chainsaw Man's getting really popular.
Yeah, yeah.
I know that what's it called again? What's it called? God, fuck. I know JJK, Jujutsu Kaisen, like it's pretty damn
Mhm.
popular, and it's but yeah, Spy Family, yeah, me and my wife, we love Spy Family. We haven't read the manga or anything like that, but like the TV show itself, it's really very
Yeah, it's really
wholesome.
good.
It's very, it's like sometimes you just want to like you just want not worry about this woke garbage that you're seeing, and you just want to
Yeah.
just sit back and enjoy something, and it's sort of like a refresher. You just like you just boom turn something on and just watch it, and it's just like super wholesome. But yeah, what's it called again? Your recommendation for what's it called again? What's the anime that you watch? Something like the love one?
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. So I uploaded two. Both of them are rom-coms.
Yeah,
The first one is it's on Netflix. Is Romantic Killer, because
yeah,
I could relate so much to the main character because that's literally me. That's literally me on high school. Maybe even now. It's like all she cares about is playing video games. But then she meets this fairy entity who bans her from doing so, and for her to get them back, she has to fall in love with a guy. Then so this fairy entity was giving her multiple ikemen to choose from. So that's how the
Mm,
so it's kind it sounds absurd, but the way they wrote it, it was really well done. Like it covers so much stuff that's actually so applicable to real life, so relatable to so many people. That's what made
yeah,
it so good. And the sequence of events was also really well done. Then the second one is Kaguya-sama, Love is War. So that one is two of the smartest students in high school, and one of them is the president of the student council, and the girl is the vice president, and they both secret well, not really secretly, they both like each other, but they want the other person to admit it. So it's really more of a comedy kind of movie,
mm,
but it's also really well done because it's really funny that the way they try to outwit each other and trying to make each other admit. And as the series goes on, the story as a whole also develops. Like eventually, their relationship with one another evolves as well, which is something that I haven't seen in a long time. That like last year, we're so used to seeing all these woke stuff like Rings of Power or whatever movie that's they're trying to go woke for. It's like I think it was a good call for me to when we temporarily went off from going live. It's like, okay, maybe it's time I try something different for the channel. Like maybe it's time to diversify because I don't want to be that YouTuber who keeps on doubling down on woke stuff. But I'm aware that it's good in terms of channel growth, but it's not something I can keep on taking in over and over, like similarly to like Geeks and Gamers or Ryan Kinnell, who really double down on it on a daily basis. Like,
mhm,
I don't think that's not good for my mental well-being, to be honest. It's really refreshing. Like, it really takes you out of that point where you get so frustrated, you get so angry, because sometimes
mhm.
you need that to balance it out. So it's like I intentionally did not watch Witcher Blood Origin until we were about to go live. It's like, okay, it's time to dig up this pile of shit. Time to dissect this crap. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, it it sometimes it helps people. It helps that to watch something that's more positive, even though maybe it's for some people it's gonna feel like it's cringe, like, oh, it's so unrealistically romantic. But for me, it's like after watching those movies, like it feels so good. It's like it feels so spiritually good that it makes me feel more optimistic or have a more positive view in life again. compared
Yeah.
to just keep watching all these woke stuff.
Yeah, it's like a lot of these things that we sort of indulge ourselves in, like maybe it's like a TV show, video game, movies, reading anime or something, or just even reading a book. It's escapism, right? We're basically trying to like escape our daily lives, like may it be like like for people who are having anxiety or having like depression or something like that. They need something that they so they can just get away. Like you- other than the fact that some people will take drugs to do this, like like for me, if I was having crazy anxiety or something like that, or like of my work or love life, or some crazy traumatic incident that happened in your life that you just want to get away from it, people would just play video games, right? So my thing is I play video games, watch TV or something like that. But if you're watching something that's like fantasy, that's like you're just trying to enjoy it, like watching rewatching Lord of the Rings, like watching the, but all of a sudden they interject some like weird political shit or woke garbage in there. It sort of takes you out of that. You're like, dude, I don't want that in the media that I'm trying to ingest, right? I don't care about all these fucking oh, the cast is amazing and that's the reason why you should watch this. Like, no, the reason why I watch it because it's a good story. Like, I don't freaking care about any of that kind of shit if I'm trying to escape from it, right? If I want to get involved with all of these things, I go to fucking Twitter, right? I go to fucking
Yeah.
Twitter and just like hear people bitch about like fucking like, oh, you can't buy the fucking Hogwarts fucking video game that's coming out because fucking J.K. Rowling is a fucking crazy ass like transphobe. It's like, here's the thing, okay? If you're a Harry Potter fan, you're probably gonna fucking get it. And you gotta, when it comes down to these kind of things, you have to distinguish the art from the artist. And if it's something that you really enjoy, don't let this person that you disagree with ruin that for you,
Yeah.
right? And it's like there's a lot of things I don't like about a certain video game company, but they create good products. That's the
Mhm.
art. But if they interject or they no, not interject, but inject their ideology that I disagree with and the wokeness, and that's basically encompassing the entire game, I'm not going to play it. And that's where you lose me as a customer, right? And I think that's the most important thing where like when it comes down to like these companies that are like gonna continue on with the wokeness, continue on with the cringe or just shit that we don't like, you're they're gonna see it in their wallets, right? You're gonna vote with your your wallet. Like that's the reason why like Strange World, whatever that Disney movie that
That
came out that
movie,
like
yeah.
lost $200 million because the first openly gay characters, like, dude, no one and this is geared towards fucking little kids, okay? Not okay. That like that. If you clip me, that sounds very bad. This is geared towards geared towards little children. And if you're putting in something in there that like it's like, oh, like we should go watch this Disney movie is because it's the main character is gay. It's like, no, you're first and foremost is all Disney is all about storytelling, right? We don't want any of that. And especially if you have your kids going to go watch that kind of stuff. It's like, oh, are you going to go watch the new live action Little Mermaid and stuff like that? You should watch it because it's a black Little Mermaid. It's like, no, I don't care about any of that kind of stuff. It's a story good, right? Of course, you have the original. I'm going to watch the original. But man, I digress. It's just there's a lot of things I've been pent up that is bottling up when I was when I was on break that I needed to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
out.
Yeah,
But
and also going back to the Hogwarts, like it's like you don't just because you don't agree to someone's politics doesn't mean you shouldn't buy or you should not like their products anymore. Because
mm,
honestly, I was me personally. It's like, yeah, I've watched the Harry Potter movies, but I don't actually remember them anymore. I kind
mm,
of forgot most of the details, so I'm not really a big Harry Potter fan. But the moment that issue started popping up, like let's boycott Hogwarts Legacy, let's boycott Hogwarts Legacy. It's like I was like, yeah, sure, but that's what actually got me interested in the game. It's like I was never interested in the game. It's like I
mm,
know it's a big Harry Potter game that people that Harry Potter fans will like, but it's like when that issue came, I was like, why are you boycotting just because you don't like J.K. Rowling? That means if you're gonna go with that, it's like literally every single wizarding product you should not get, like
Yeah.
from an action figure to a mini book series, because every single one of those J.K. Rowling gets a cut. So you're really gonna boycott all those products, not just Hogwarts Legacy. You should boycott literally everything. And
I
when I saw the trailers for Hogwarts, like, oh, this is good. I think I'm
yeah, it
gonna get
looks
the
good. It
game.
looks really good.
Yeah. So it's their politics that made me get the game from being someone first from being apathetic about it, which is kind of funny.
Like I remember speaking of J.K. Rowling, like the thing is that like do you not think that she's smart enough where like she's when she sold her when she sold her IP, not sold her IP, but when Warner Brothers made the Harry Potter, you don't think that she wrote it was in her contract that she wrote like that the fact that she wrote one of the best selling like fucking novels like like in the late 90s to 2000s, like the best series novels that like every kid like read as a kid and stuff like that. It's when Warner Brothers was like gonna do the movie, she probably in her contracts like anything that you guys produced, anything that's Harry Potter related, I get a cut, right?
Hmm.
And now this goes back to her tweet where I think people are like, oh, people should boycott her and stuff like that. You know, like people hate her and stuff like that. And then I think she responded with, oh, I wake up and I go on Twitter and then I see people saying that they should cancel me. And then I look at my paycheck and I go back to sleep, right? It's because she makes so much money. It's insane. And who cares about her political view or and the thing is it's not really political. It's just
Yeah, yeah.
she's just basically saying that, you know, she thinks about women's rights and stuff like that. She's talking about women's right. And if you don't agree with it, just fucking turn off Twitter, you know? Like who cares? Like it it doesn't matter what she says. It don't let a person that you disagree with live rent free in your brain because they say something that you don't like. Who cares? Just get on with your
Mhm.
life. Just if you don't want to support it, don't support it. Okay, it's fine. But it's just like who just get on with your life. But all right. So now, so let's talk about Blood Origins. So I watched it and I had to play it in like one and a half times the speed because I'm like I don't want to sit here and just watch them walk and talk and it's like, but I basically got most of the gist and I was watching it, so it wasn't the full 4 hours. It was a little bit less than that, but oh man, where do I start? Uh, I don't like. There's a couple things that stands out to me. Other than the fact that like I can see why Henry Cavill was like, you know, screw Netflix, I'm leaving. Was and you know a lot more about the Witcher stuff more than I do, so I'm gonna be asking you questions. So um I forgot her name already, but the Lark. She's
I Isla. Yeah, I kind of forgot too, but I kind of revisited all the scene. I
yeah,
kind of fast forwarded all the scenes to take
yeah.
screenshots.
Okay.
Yeah,
So your name is Isla?
yeah, Isla.
Okay, so she is an ancestor of Siri, correct?
I think so. Yes, supposedly. Because yeah,
So
I'm not familiar with the events before The Witcher 3. Before
mhm,
the Yeah, because the I already but before I jumped into this mini series, like I already know they were gonna. The premise is about the origin of the conjunction of spheres. Because yeah, that's what really happened in Witcher 3 is like how the monsters came to be. But I'm very very sure that's not the execution is not how this series did it. I'm pretty sure.
uh,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like
so in this one what we learned is that the conjunction of the spheres, um what's it called again, the Lark or Isla, she's like the ancestor of Siri, which I don't know how because they're different races, but I don't know.
yeah.
May, and we're not sure how much this takes place prior to Geralt, right? Or prior to Siri. It could be like thousands of years, and then like maybe it's just like she's if she's a descendant of Isla, then maybe later on it's just like more, like it's because they don't look like each other. Okay,
Mhm.
it's hard facts. I'm not trying to be racist or anything like that,
Yeah.
but it's just saying that they do not look like each other. So that's number one. Number two is this is the first Witcher, correct?
Yeah, it's like I don't think that's how the ritual went. And it's not just a single they're making out to be a singular ritual. It's like the process of becoming a witcher. It's they went through so much rigorous training prior
Yeah.
to doing that. It's like here they can't make it come off. It's a one-time thing. You become that thing. It's like no, this is so so disrespectful to the source. But I don't know the exact process because Witcher One it always starts with Geralt already being a Witcher and like
Mhm.
training other Witchers to be. So I don't know the full process from the very beginning. So, but I'm pretty sure it's not a one-time deal like how they made it out to be here in the
Yeah,
Blood
like
Origin.
I remember watching the animated movie of the Witcher thing that was on Netflix. And that showed more. I think there's like a process. There's like this like weird purple juice they use, and there's like this weird like it's like a bunch of crazy like alchemist like techniques and stuff like that. And the fact that you survive is very, very slim. It's like slim to none.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the ones who do survive, and then they have to go like fight creatures and shit like that. And maybe this is like the first iteration that like this has to be like literally like centuries, like thousands and thousands of years before like they finally solidified how to make witchers. But the thing is that in this show they sort of make it like, okay, here's some plants and here's just like weird like creature thing we're gonna like have go into your body, and then here's just like black liquid and shit like that. It's like it sort of makes no sense. It's like it just sounds like just like freaking very hokey, and it's just like it's sort of maybe if they had more episodes they can do it better, but it's is really terribly done. Like it felt like it was rushed. I don't care about any of the characters. um he was basically, his eyes colors change. He sort of turns into like a weird like calf human monster thing with his like him getting like, what's his name, Fior or whatever his name is.
Fiarl. I think
Yeah, yeah, like
Fiarl.
I don't know, some weird name that I don't really care. And then it's just like I didn't care about any of the characters, right?
Mhm.
Of course we have the bard from the they have to have one character from from the
Yeah,
series go back, and then he's like, oh, let me tell you about a story of how all this shit started and stuff like that.
yeah.
And man, I don't care. um I I don't really fucking care about the first, like gay kiss scene in The Witcher. Like I don't care about that. Oh, the this is the first, actual death person that's actually going to be in the show. I don't care. Okay, the only character that I know that was mildly interesting was probably Michelle Yeoh's character, but it's because I like Michelle Yeoh,
Michelle
right?
Yeoh, exactly,
Yeah, so like
exactly.
well, her name is like Shin, something like that.
Cian,
So
yeah,
so but other than that, like everything is like very convoluted. So he here's the thing, like the city, and then like and then the 3D was awful. Like I'm looking at like the first time the monster shows up and kills everything, I'm like it's worse than the CW stuff. Like
uh,
it's like, and the thing is that I know a person who works on the CW like animations, right? They work on the animations, but the lighting, it does not look good. And the thing is that when that creature first appeared, it was dark, and that's usually when the monsters looks the best. Is because you don't have to show a lot of detail. It looks awful. I don't know. I'm just ranting now. What did you think about the show? And you know more about The Witcher than I do.
yeah. It's overall, it's really terrible. Wait. If I press this, will it? Okay, there's a share screen here. Yeah. So I consolidated it. So wait,
Okay.
is it? Oh, there we
Yeah,
go. Okay,
there it
okay.
is. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have to add it.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So part one is yeah. I consolidated from episode 1 to 4. That I so
Oh
yeah.
man.
She's singing. Everyone's so amazed by her because yeah. identity politics, I suppose.
Yeah.
Then this next one is, yeah, this is so cringe. It's like, what? Do you remember this scene? This
Oh
is the
yeah.
very
Oh yeah.
start. It's like,
Oh yeah. It's
oh, attractive little girl, I'm gonna rape you, and everyone is just sitting there. Everyone's just seated there. It's like everyone's literally not gonna do anything. It's like
nope.
everyone's just waiting for the dark elf to kill him. It's like, oh god, it's like if you see someone about to get, sexually assaulted, it's not like people are just gonna sit there and wait for it to happen. But apparently, for this TV series, that's a thing. So yeah, it's like already at the very start, it's like, oh gosh, every everything that was said in before I watched this, all the reviews was like, yeah, it's true, it's legit. It's like, because a part of me still thinks whenever someone reviews and rants about TV, maybe they're just exaggerating at times. But yeah, this the scene is legit. It's like
Mhm.
everyone was literally just seated there waiting for it to happen until what's her name again? Lark. I'll just call her Lark too.
Mhm.
Comes in and beats the living crap out of him. I don't know. It's like, yeah, it could have been like how, yeah, it of course it has to be a white male trying to assault
Yep.
a female. So yeah, it's like this could have been done so much better. Like there has, I mean, look, this woman behind her says gonna let it happen. This guy is also, yeah, he's even smiling. Yeah, yeah, do it. It's
Yeah.
like,
Put on a show.
yeah, it's like, uh, I don't, yeah, it's like it's really cringe. And yeah, more identity politics. So
Mhm.
next we have, okay, it's like yeah, so Baylor, the sage, was trying already to kill the king. This
Mhm.
Merwin, the girl, the prince named Merwin's brother, but failed. But Fial protects her, so it's like, yeah, you saved my life. Let's bang.
Yeah. Let's have some sex.
Let's have some sex. That literally a minute after they get caught, right? They get caught,
Yeah.
right? Then Fjarl's exiled by his dad. It's like, yeah, you're a disgrace. Get out. You're no longer a part of
Yeah.
Dog Clan. Then the very next scene, it's like these two don't give a fuck what happened. It's like they don't even talk about it. It's like, oh, I forgot what they even talk about. It's like they talk about what's gonna happen next. It's like it completely does not happen. It's like she doesn't give a crap what happened to Fjarl, her supposed lover. It's like she doesn't give a crap that he got
Nope.
exiled or anything. She doesn't give a crap how it affects their reputation stuff or its implications. Nothing, literally nothing. So it's like they talk about like what they're gonna do, what they plan to do next. Like, so the brother was like, yeah. So by the way, you're gonna get married off to another king so that we can unify the three kingdoms that are at war. It's like, yeah, you're just gonna have to accept it. It's like, why? Why does this have to happen, or why does it have to be this way? It's like, I don't. It's like it's forcefully padding out the story just so
Mhm.
she could just like kill for some reason she was plotting to have him killed right for a long time now. Like she was planning with Baylor to what do you call this, to take him down. Yet
Yeah.
at the same time, if we go back to the scene where she was being assaulted, it's like she's not even experienced to killing. It's like it showed that it was her first time to kill, and yet
Mhm.
supposedly she was already planning a long time to have him killed. It's like it's not even consistent in my opinion. It's like if if you're someone who's plotting to have someone killed, I get the impression that you're supposed to have experience to already, like, you're used to killing is what I'm
Yeah.
pertaining to. It's like if you're if you're sinister enough to plot someone's demise, like you should be someone who's so used to killing already, not someone who's just killed for the first time in literally like a few hours ago. It's like, it's like really terrible.
Yeah,
Then
man.
what else? Oh yeah, he was talking to, yeah. It's like I was behind Baylor. I think he was behind it. I'm not even sure what that mysterious glowing entity he was talking to. I have no idea what that is, what that spirit is. So I don't know how they met or what's the motive of the spirit. It's really kind of a convoluted mess.
Yeah, they don't explain too much about like where is he. Like I do remember like vaguely from the show at least. Like I know Siri goes into like this weird like dimension. It sort of looks like where he is,
Yeah.
and she talks like she sees like the four horsemen or something like that. I'm like something along the lines. But going back to the scene, I remember when Baylor first goes into the scene, I'm like, holy shit, man! The budget on this show sucks. You could tell like the 3D, it's like it's really it literally looks like he wasn't even a part of the scene. It's just really bad. Hey, I hope you had a great Christmas holiday. What were you talking about? Oh man, yeah, we're talking about The Witcher Blood Origins.
Blood
Yeah,
Origin.
yeah. Like I like the thing is that so he basically says that he wants to control the kingdom, like
Mm-hmm.
rule as a kingdom, right? But the fact that he's lowborn, so he shouldn't like people won't respect
Respecting.
him. So I need power so I can kill people so they can respect me. It's such a stupid. It's like it's sort of like that Game of Thrones thing, right? Or I forgot what it was, but it's like how can you rule a kingdom if it's a kingdom of ashes, right? Are you gonna rule through fear? Are you gonna be like some kind of like tyrannical person where like you kill a bunch of people or something like that in order for them to fear you? But it's just it's his motives just it just seems very it's it's very simple
Shallow.
and yeah, it's no one cares about his motives. It's sort of like his reasons for doing it is just because I want it. And it's like, oh my god, it's your motives are crap, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like the reason why do you want to do it? It's like, oh, because it was the land originally yours, and how like people stole it from you or something like that. Like there has to be a legit reason for you to do it. No, I'm doing it because I just want it. It's mine. It's and I should have the power to do it. If I just need
Yeah.
more power, right? So, oh man, mm. It's yeah, I did not like his character. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Then next is, oh yeah, this the kid. I checked back on this kid last night.
Mm-hmm.
This kid is supposedly, um yeah, she plays a pretty big role. I think she's also portrayed really terribly here. It's like her name is a Ifleen, if Ifleen. So in the events of The Witcher 1, I think she's already dead by then. So
Mm-hmm.
she makes a prophecy on what will happen to the future events of The Witcher, not just for Blood Origin, but also after the events of Geralt. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
she's a pretty huge character in the Witcher universe. Like it's kind of weird. Like, she goes like crackling her body just to prophesize what happens
Mm-hmm.
in the Witcher 1. Yeah, I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure if he prophesizes Witcher 1 or Witcher
Mm-hmm.
3. Cause I need to look back on the scene again. I'm not sure if she was pertaining to the what happens in Witcher 1 or the wild hunt in Witcher 3.
Okay.
But yeah, she's really I think she was done dirty here too. Like, and yeah, she's praising her
Yeah.
for being
Like
for being stunning and brave.
like for me, like I think yeah, I do definitely agree with you. Like she seems like a very important like some kind of oracle or something. Like she can see
Yeah.
like why isn't she more important? Why wasn't she more protected? And why like the fact that the lark knows that she has these visions and stuff like that where she can actually see the future. Like why isn't she more like you know give her more backstory or just build up her character more. But the fact that like you have like 4 episodes to a bunch of stuff that's dumped in there, it's just it it, it's just like you don't have time to sort of like mold your character in, like you won't have time to blossom, have your character blossom, right? Someone in chat says, "Oh, gotcha. I never read the books or played the games, but I enjoyed season 1. Didn't care for season 2 after the BS Cavill went through. Just I've just written off the series off. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Like season 1 was really good. Season 2 was very sort of boring, other than like maybe a
Yeah,
couple
it's like
episodes.
I think I dodged the bullet when I did not jump into season 2. I watched season. I think it was okay. It wasn't the best, but of course this is coming from someone who's played the Witcher games. So it's like I think season 1 was okay, but Yeah, I've been told season 2 it's started to fall off the rails. It started to be crap. So yeah, I wasn't interested anymore. Most especially when Henry Cavill left. Like, forget it. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
jump. I'm not even gonna try to watch season 2 either, even though it's still Henry Cavill. And
like
there's a new room. Um it's implied that they're gonna divide season 3 into 2 parts to further milk out Henry Cavill.
oh man,
Yeah,
really? That's
yeah, it's kind of scummy if you think about it,
yeah,
because
that
you
definitely is.
you kick that person out, and yet you have the audacity to milk out his remaining episodes. Like, it's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
so for season one, right? It like for me, I have Deadlight. I have never played the video game at all. I never read any of the books or anything like that. I just what I know from The Witcher is from the series. Season one I thought was pretty good. Season two, like if season one you had about like 85% of Henry Cavill, season two was like 35. Like
yeah.
you barely see him. Like you see him in the first episode is about him and with like the whole Beauty and the Beast kind of thing. You see the guy who plays God the who who's the red beard guy from Game of Thrones, like that likes the big woman.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot
Oh
to
God,
forgot his name.
yeah, he's thinking about so he plays as like the Beast character, right? Like Beauty and the Beast, and then
Ah,
there's like this like weird like beautiful girl that sort of like sucks on his blood like every night, and then like he's in love with her and she's in love with him, and then Geralt eventually kills her in an episode, and then the next episode is all about these other like weird sorcerer people that no one cares about, right? Jennifer's not really. Jennifer's like, oh, I want my powers. I want my powers. And then you have all these other people that I don't really care. And then you get Ciri. She's basically becoming like she's getting trained to become like a witcher or something like that by. And then it just there's not a lot of Henry Cavill. And the thing is that I want to see more Henry Cavill, but and I don't get to see that. So it's just season two is just like, oh, I don't care. I don't care. Give me more Henry Cavill. And they took a lot of away. And the fact that we already know what's going to happen, it sucks. Uh, Season one was good, not amazing, but I thought it could have improved in later seasons.
yeah,
Season two just fell off a cliff into a sea of shit. Now we know. Well, now we
yeah.
have Discount Henry,
I,
Chris Hemsworth as Geralt. Just go away, yeah. And the thing is that I have nothing against Liam. Okay, I only seen him one thing, and he was like a side character, which was Hunger Games, Hunger Games 1 and 2. That's the only ones I saw. The thing is that he is literally living in Chris Hemsworth's shadow. His older brother like literally outshines him is because he plays a bigger role and he's been in a bunch of other stuff. And the thing is that it's just like no, it's like you said, like budget Chris Hemsworth. Like I have nothing against the guy. It's just like Chris Hemsworth is just so much bigger, and you're always gonna fall short. Like going against your brother who's really really big, and it sucks. It feels like they wanted to make a girl boss medieval show, but lacked the talent to make their own show. So they overtook another IP, just like with Marvel and
it's,
SWs, Star Wars, the Star Wars, right? I'm assuming. Yeah, it's I agree 100%. It it it,
yeah.
it sucks.
They'll continue to keep doing that. It's just a matter of what's the next IP. Sadly.
Yeah. Man. But yeah, the first episode, it's I remember at this point in time where a screenshot is, I'm just like, you could be better here. Here's the thing, and I'm secretly a badass and I don't
Yeah.
want to be a badass, and then yeah, we
Yeah, agreed with Deadlight. I actually forgot he was in Hunger Games when you mentioned this. It's like, oh yeah, I think he was there. It's like, but I don't remember.
yeah, he was Katniss's like boyfriend before like she went off into the capital or something like that to participate.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't even remember.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
he
think.
was in Expendables too. He got killed off. Oh, yeah. So I remember now. Jean-Claude Van Damme killed him. Okay, I remember. I think he killed him with like a knife or something.
Yeah, and I think he was also in like a TV series of Limitless, but it did not take off. So a lot. I think they just couldn't find a good replacement. So I think he was the best they've got. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how I see it. Anyway, okay,
Oh man.
what's next here? Oh yeah, okay. She gets caught by the soldiers for some reason. They kind of skip that part. She just gets caught. Then
Yeah,
that's
I
where
have
she.
no idea how she got caught. I'm like, wait, how did she get captured?
I don't know.
If
She
she's
just
such a
went to.
badass, how she get? I don't remember.
Yeah, she just went to them. Then she. I don't know. I'm thinking she just turned herself in. I'm not sure either. Then
Yeah,
that's how she meets Fjarl. Then they fight for no reason. Like she was just walking to him, then he trips her. Then they fight. I I don't know why, but I don't know. A lot of weird writing. A lot of I noticed a lot of stuff here is like it's coming from the writer thinking that it looks and sounds cool, but it comes
mhm,
off really cringy and kind of immature-ish. That's how I
mhm.
feel. That's how I feel. He was Katniss' other love interest. Oh, okay, okay. I don't even remember, but okay. I've yeah, I think I kind of do, but mostly I don't remember. So yeah, it's also yeah, it's just also weird. It's like it feels kind of forced setup of these two characters
Yeah,
because yeah, what's gonna happen next is also was also bad too. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. This one. Okay. Yeah. So Fjarl apparently gets bailed out, apparently by his dad. So the weird part is, how did his dad know that he was here when he was
like
exiled, never to be heard of or seen of again?
yeah. Didn't his dad? His dad was the one who banished him. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
actually, I want you back now.
Yeah. It's like okay, get out. You'll be forgotten. I don't give a shit about you anymore. So how
Mhm.
did how did he know he was in this exact same village in prison? So it's like I don't know. It doesn't explain.
No,
It
it's
doesn't
yeah,
explain.
this scene, like you have to show that, like the Lark is like a badass, right? You have to show that. You have to show that like she can actually handle her own because she's supposed to be like a crazy warrior. And then I'm gonna scratch her eyes out. And I had a feeling that like when she got close to him, I had a feeling that she took his necklace, like 100%. Like I had a feeling like she took his necklace, right? She was careless. He was careless. Oh, he let his guard down or something like that, and then she was able to get the jump on him, takes the necklace, showing that how smart and what a badass she is and stuff. But yeah, oh man, but how could we forget the groundbreaking Hunger Games movie? Before those movies, there has never been a female lead in any action movie ever. Thank Lord for save for our
Jennifer
savior.
Lawrence.
Yes, I need to talk about that.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go talk about it. it it's I don't know. You have to Jennifer Lawrence has to be in such a deep end for her to say that. Did she retract what she said, or I don't remember? I don't even remember anymore if she kind of retracted what she said about that.
I think someone talked to her about it. Like she was in interview. She's like, oh, have you not seen Aliens or like Terminator 2 or something like that? And she's like, I've never seen any of those movies. So I think she's so, yeah, I think she's so like in so much in her bubble. Like she's like, there has been no other superhero
Super
movies before me. I was the first. And it's like, no,
female.
no, you
No, you
weren't.
weren't.
Right? Like
Yeah.
even let's not just talk about James Cameron stuff, right? Let's talk about like even Underworld. Like she was like, like Underworld was one of them. You have what's it called again? Mila Jokovic for like Resident Evil, even though
Resident
those
Evil.
movies sucked. Like she was considered like a female action hero, superhero kind of thing because because she basically becomes like a superhero in Resident Evil. So I don't know. I think that a lot of these people are just like they're trapped in their own bubble. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
exactly what you said.
it's amazing how much. It's not the part that they are in that bubble. It's how much. It's how much
Mhm.
it's taken into effect. It's like it's what they say. It's kind of really absurd. Like yeah, we have so many like Kill Bill. What else? Sarah Connor in Terminator. It's like there's just so many. It's like how could someone think that way? Like you're the first.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Dorothy in Wizard of Oz. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Wizard of Oz, but yeah, there's so many IPs. There's you have strong leading female characters. It's like I don't know where you're coming from. And he was yeah the co-host or the host rather that show was even playing. Oh, absolutely, yeah. You're the first female character. It's like, oh, God.
Yep. And it's bad. It's bad. It's bad, man.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, hope maybe Jennifer Lawrence learned from it, but I kind of doubt. I kind of
No,
doubt.
no. I think she won like an Oscar or something like that. She probably thinks like she's on top of the world or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. These people in Hollywood,
Yeah,
it's kind of nuts.
they let all these things get to their head, like they're untouchable or something like. But oh man, and this is all still episode 1. Oh god.
Yeah, this is still episode 1. I haven't changed folders.
Oh my god.
I put one folder per episode. Then
Oh
okay, what
man.
what else? Oh yeah, apparently this is Eridan. Yeah, so you don't know Eridan in the main story of The Witcher 3. He is the villain, so they kind of pulled off an Elrond Rings of Power here. They made him kind of feminine here. Well, yeah,
Oh,
they made him
they made him gay.
gay, gay.
Yeah.
So if I'm not mistaken, the next picture is this is what he actually looks like in the Wild Hunt.
Oh, he looks cool.
Yeah,
He looks
he's, he's,
badass.
he's, he's intimidating. He's intimidating in the Wild Hunt. He when you first meet him as Geralt, like, well, I'm not sure if that was the first time Geralt met him. I'm not sure if he met him in the books or in the previous events, but this is as my first time meeting him. He's really intimidating. Really fearsome. You know that you don't mess up. You don't. This guy does crazy bad shit if you once you meet him in the game. So it's like
Hmm.
from this to this, like uh, I don't
Hopefully,
know.
I don't know. Like, are you gonna make that character look that badass maybe in the future or something like that? It's because the events of The Witcher season 1, like right? How far is that from The Witcher 3, the video game? Like, where is that in the timeline? Like is season 1 sort of like in the beginning
It
or in the middle?
no no no. The way I see it, it season one happens significantly before Witcher 1.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's way back from Witcher 3 because I saw some screenshots in the later season because I think I saw a screenshot of is there wait, what happened in season 2? Does Yennefer die in front of Geralt? Is that
I
what
think
happens in
that's
season 2?
I think end of season 1, she's supposed to die. I think she disappears, right? She did that big fire thing where she wasn't supposed to use that like black magic, and then she like explodes, and then like I think people thought she died, but she didn't. And in season 2, it's like Yennefer was basically on a quest for her to get back her magic powers because without her magic, she says she's nothing. So she goes into like this weird house, like a weird talking house with a witch or something like that. I don't even fucking remember.
Yeah,
And
I
like,
don't remember either, but
and then she somehow gets her powers back at the end, but like I don't really care anymore, right?
yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
But
I
in
don't remember much of it.
yeah, back when Geralt Yennefer was supposed to supposedly die in front of like Geralt was holding her in in his arms,
Okay,
but
that didn't happen. That didn't happen for sure.
I did see a screenshot though. I think it's somewhere in season 2 because I don't remember it in season 1, but I did not watch season 2, but that was supposed to happen. But yeah, it's season 1 is significantly before Witcher 1. So I can't really say if they were faithful to the material. But
Uh-huh.
I like to believe that season 1 they still since it's the first season, they kind of still follow the books. It's when season 2 began that they started going off the rails like okay, screw it. Okay, we kind of pleased the crowd in season 1. Now we can start doing our own shit. So
Yeah.
that's when started to fall apart and
Yeah.
it's even made more manifest here in the TV series.
So Deadlight said this guy is supposed to be a villain. He looks like a kid who gets
Yeah,
bullied in school and
yeah, this
shows up the
guy.
last day of high school in a trench coat. Like if he starts off very clean and admirable, but is secretly a villain, then that could be interesting. Sort of like Sauron in Middle Earth, but I don't know that actor. It doesn't look
Yeah, he doesn't.
intimidating. Yeah, yeah. He's like, hello. Oh, how can I help you?
Yes. He's just like a regular dude here, but he's. I know he's the leader of the Wild Hunt. That's what they were supposed to build him at. He was supposed to eventually become the leader of the Wild Hunt, the group that's the horsemen he mentioned, the horsemen that's going after Ciri so that they could get her powers for their own. That's what they were supposed to build them at. But yeah, it's kind of cringe that they went for this route. The gay angry character.
Oh
yeah,
man.
it gets worse in the succeeding episodes. Okay, so what happens here? Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go again. Black cousin meets white main character, which it's kind of a stretch. I just think of it like maybe some part of the family was adopted. Yeah, because this guy's supposed
Mhm.
to be his cousin, right? This is
He
his
is?
cousin. Yeah,
I
he
thought he was
is.
just like a friend.
Yeah,
He was
he's
in like
like
one scene.
yeah, he was at like one scene. It's like, but the point is, it's kind of a stretch. Like this, not I like you said, I don't want to. It's not being racist, but it's kind of a stretch. Him being Fjarl's cousin, like, oh yeah, your dad wants you back for some reason because the king is about to broker peace, so he wants you back now. So it's like, yeah, it's like again, how did they know that he was here? I mean the world is so large. How did you know his exact location? How to bail him out? It's like,
Yeah.
and he was like, "No, I'm not interested anymore." He said I was exiled, so I'm just gonna go goof around. Yeah, he's his cousin. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Az also pointed that out. He's his cousin.
No freaking way, man. I
Yeah,
thought that
I
was
mean,
a friend. I didn't even know that was his cousin.
yeah. He mentioned cousin somewhere along the dialogue. It was briefly mentioned. It was mentioned I think once, but yeah, they're cousins. It's like last I checked,
Cousin?
I didn't have any black cousins, but
May, may,
okay.
may, maybe cousin by marriage?
Yeah, it's like
I
I just didn't want to make a big deal. I was like, okay, maybe somewhere along the way someone got adopted. I just want to think of it that way, so that it's kind of try to make it fit in. But yeah, it's like again more identity politics, I suppose. Then oh, this scene, this do you do you remember what Fial says to this guy when he said, "Okay, I'm feeling horny. I wanna bang some women." Do you remember what he says here?
no.
Okay, it's like okay, so this guy's like, yeah, we have there's a brothel at the back, but we need money. Then Fial was like, my word is my coin.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
It's like, what does that mean? What
It's
does
like
that mean? I was trying to interpret it. It was like, my word is my coin. So
for
you're
free.
gonna pay. Yeah, you mean you want it for free? Or you're gonna pay in the future? It's like and suddenly he changes his mind. He's like, okay, fine, I'm just gonna pay you legitimately. Which that's when he realizes that Lark took a hold of his necklace. Like, oh crap! It's like, yeah, they're making him out to be like the stupid white guy who's horny all the time. It's like, yeah, more I don't know, being racist to white people, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay, worse. Then next is okay, the sister or lover. I'm not sure.
That's her sister. That's her sister.
Sister, right? Okay, a
That's Lark's
sister of
sister.
Lark.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. So we want you back now. We want you because, yeah. I don't know why. It's like, do they do the writers not know what exile means? Like, why all of a sudden they're like retracting all the exile parts when just because the king wants to broker peace? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. It's like once you exile someone, it's like you exile them for what they did in the past. Like just because something came up that doesn't have anything to do with what they did. It's like, okay, we want you back because it's like the king wants peace. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it. It I don't know. It's like it's kind of forcing the story because like
Yeah.
if you yeah, kind of like Fiora because he was banging the princess. He was having sex with the princess. Yeah, that's the reason why he exile. So just because there's something like a major historical event that is about to happen, that's the
Yeah.
only reason why you want them. I mean, I would even understand why. Like, okay, we need more bodies to fight the war. That makes more sense. Like,
Mhm.
okay, bring back the exiled people. We need more manpower, but it just because something peaceful happened, isn't that good for everyone regardless? So why do you need them back anyway?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
agreed. Yeah, it's like if you did something stupid and all of a sudden like you get like a new king or something like that, doesn't mean that you're absolved from your stupidity. You know, you should still be
yeah,
you should be
exactly.
held accountable.
Yeah.
But
And
Della says okay, not to be racist, but why is medieval Poland so racially
so
diverse?
diverse,
Maybe it's
yeah,
supposed to
right.
be yeah. So
Look,
so
look
she
at
so
this.
maybe it's supposed to be like a threat. Like maybe he's of such stature that denying him will cause more issues than the money is worth. Yeah, that could be. It's like, oh, I'm a big dude, so I'm gonna kick all your
Yeah, but
asses if I don't get laid.
yeah, but even if okay, even if we put it in that context, he just got exiled, so he's a nobody. It's like
Yeah,
that's it. You're not part of the clan anymore. You will be
yeah, you
forgotten. So like,
you're
that's
stripped
still
from your titles.
yeah. So he's nothing now. So even then, even so, if we put it that, so he's intentionally lying to get laid for free. So it still does not put him in a good light.
Maybe he got blue. Maybe he still feels like he got blue balled. Is because he was interrupted during this when he was having sex with the princess. He's like, "Damn it! I'm still so horny." I don't know. I don't. That's the only way I could see. Is like, come on. He's like, all right. So I don't have any money. So my word is my coin. It's like,
My word is my
hopefully they fall
coin.
for it. And he's like, no. It's like, damn it,
No,
damn it. All right, fine. I'll come back with some money. The only way they should be released from prison due to a new king would be only to work unless they were aspired traitor of the old king, therefore be of the same some use. Yeah, I would say so, but I don't know. He still had sex with the princess, so
yeah, yeah. And you should take Deadlight. The princess that he had sex with is the sister, the little sister of the king. So I don't think he's supposedly gonna grant amnesty for that. And not to mention the prior scene. Let's go back a little bit. Yeah, this scene, like this, yeah, this is her brother, the king, and this is her. This is the princess that Fjarl had sex with. Like
what a
they don't even
stupid
talk about
plan.
it. They don't even talk about it
Nope.
at all. It's like like it as if it literally never happened. It's like after her and Fjarl got caught having sex, it's like they don't talk about it at all. She doesn't have any concern with what happens to him, what happened to her lover, and yeah, he just casually catches up. Oh, hey, how are you? It's like that's what happens. They literally just threw him under the bus, like it never happened. Anyway, it's like, yeah, this is so badly written. Okay, so we are done here.
So like if a state gets a new governor, then all the prisoners were placed in jail during the last leadership gets. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
Oh, yeah,
so
she gets her vision here, right? She gets like
yeah,
she gets like her premonition or something.
yeah, so yeah, it's. I think the point I want to drive is it's kind of a cringe. Like she was crackling her body all over just to say her prophecy, which is I don't know. Well, arguably in some scenes, but I don't like how this was done. It makes her like I don't know, kind of fragile and kind of silly in a sense, given that she's a really important character in the Witcher games.
Yeah,
Yeah. The only thing significant here, she says that the conjunction of spheres is coming. Then yeah, that's about it. Like yeah, it's the worlds will collide and monsters will start inhabiting the world. Yeah, exactly. Like she, the best part is she wasn't even concerned. Like she didn't even ask her brother what happens to him. Like, oh, what did you do to Fiara? What's gonna happen to him? No, zero. It's like it's not even in her radar. It's not even in her mind that something may have happened to him, which is really weird. Okay. Ah, this part. It's like, oh, I'm getting shot by arrows. I'm just gonna stare at it. Look at
yeah.
it.
Oh my god.
It's like,
Oh,
and
like
why did the assassins just shoot both of them at the same time? There were a lot of them. There were plenty of them in the
yeah, there
scene.
was at least like 8 of them or something like that.
You didn't
But then,
have to shoot two arrows to her. Why not just
well,
shoot both of them?
here's the thing though. If you the thing is that if it was like 2 against 8, it would have been too easy for the Lark, right? So what happens is they need to like take down their sister so the Lark can show how good she is as taking down all of them, right? She basically took down almost all of them besides one.
Yeah, it's
So
like yeah,
okay, sure.
and
Yeah, she's really strong. She's
yeah,
powerful.
it's really yeah. So she dies. Like so, she gets angry. Lark gets angry. So she walks out in the middle of the field, not knowing if there are more archers.
Would have shot
Okay,
her with more arrows.
they could, they could, they could have just shot her. They could have exactly. They could have just. Okay, it's like she walks in the middle of the village.
Yeah.
So open, so vulnerable. Not
Come out,
maybe
you
not.
cowards.
Yeah,
No.
come on.
Shoots arrows. End.
Yeah,
End of series.
finish. Instead, they all go engage in close combat on her for some reason, and then she
Yeah.
gets to kill them all along with Fjarl. So
Yeah.
apparently, okay, some shit is going down. Like there's something wrong. Like if there's peace, why are they being aimed at getting? Why are they being assassinated? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is yeah. So they're together now.
I had a feeling that like it was gonna be she was gonna do some weird like super strong like I'm gonna take down everyone, and then and like it was just so easy for her. Is it felt like, you know, like Fiora didn't even need to show up, you know, like it was that guy got the drop on her. He was very lucky. Like she would have like killed all of them like single handedly. It's just like because she's supposed to be like this like legendary warrior, right? Like and then she went away and now she's like a bard. She said,
Yeah.
oh, I don't do that anymore. You
Yeah,
know, it's like
even her singing is supposedly incredibly great. Like if we go back to that tavern scene, it's like everyone's like, "Oh, it's so good." Her singing is so great.
she's such a badass. And I fucking hate I fucking hate when stuff like that happens, whether the hero is female or male, black or white. It just bothered me. It's like seeing a sniper run at you instead of shooting. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened.
it's like why would you totally just outnumber her? Why couldn't you just keep one like archer in the back? Just like, yeah, it's not looking so well for my comrades. Boom, boom, shoot 2 arrows, done. All right, can we just go home now? It's like it would have been so easy. It's like it's it's so dumb.
Yeah,
It's just bad writing.
yeah. All of them could have just stayed at a distance and shoot arrows, and they would have been fine. They would have gotten an arrow landed eventually. Anyway, okay, okay. So they're together now. Oh, this one. Okay. Yeah, it's like I'm also frustrated with the narrator. The girl narrator with yeah, as Critical Drinker pointed out, the narrator at the very beginning, the one I don't know her name. I have no idea who she is. It's just a short rebuttal from Critical Drink. It looks like yeah, I don't have a picture. It looks like she put on Botox in her cheeks, the narrator lady, the one that's talking to Jaskier. But anyway, yeah, so it's kind of there's this line that the narrator kept saying in the scene, like one became two, two became three, three became four. Yeah, I know how to count. You don't have to
Yeah.
keep saying.
It's like
I got so annoyed with that. It's like it's another of those writing that the writer thought it sounded edgy and cool, but
yeah.
it doesn't come off right. It's like
Then 2
okay,
becomes 5.
five, yeah, five becomes six. It's like yeah, I know how to count. I know how many people there are in the screen. I know how many there are. But yeah, that's just the point. The first time it was okay. I mean, it's not the best. Fine, okay, I'll let it slip. But they kept every new person joins the party. It's like it got so annoying. And okay, so I kind of jumped fast forward to the assassination.
Oh yeah.
The assassination part. So it's like it the fact that so many key people were okay. So this is the part where the king met with the kings of king and queen of the other two kingdoms. So they're about to have a unification treaty because they were at war at each other for like 1,000 years. Yeah,
Mhm.
speaking of Critical Drinker pointed it out. Like they've been waging war for 1,000 years. Like how do you sustain a war that lasts 1,000 years? Like how do you get all the resources, the manpower, the resources to wage war for 1,000 years? Like, how is that even scientifically possible? But anyway, yeah, that's another plot point. So what happens here is like there's the mediators, the three leaders of all three kingdoms. Then everyone starts to all the key players start to leave. Like all the general from this kingdom starts to leave.
Mhm.
This other general from the other kingdom, and the princess supposedly she's sick. She also leaves. So it's kind of so. this could have been done better. That doesn't seem so obvious. Like, yeah, I mean, oh no, someone's so gonna die. It's like that's all that's the scene screams of. Like,
Yeah.
like, oh, for sure someone's gonna die. It's like it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, so
Then,
it's yeah, that's the weird creature thing I was talking about. The
mm,
3D on, oh my god, it's like it's like, oh my god. So I don't know, somehow they lock the door so they can't escape,
yeah,
right?
they
And
kind of,
then you have this like weird like 2D monster that comes out of nowhere and just like kills everyone, turns them into like blood mist or something like that, which is stupid. And I'm just like, okay, sure. No one's trying to leave. Everyone's just standing there and just like, oh, the door's locked. Open up the doors. It's just,
oh,
it's like, yeah, of course, like you see them trying to fight him, or fight this thing, and then they can't fight him, and all of a sudden it's like everyone's dead. And it's, I don't know what the budget is for the show, but it seems like their budget was like literally like zero. They're like, okay, let's hire some interns and just like have them like use this thing and just like add like do we need to add some lighting to this and make this thing look more cool? It's like no, it's fine, it's fine. The show is gonna be shit anyways. It's just like they know that the show is gonna suck, and then it's like, oh, we just have to finish it. We just have to finish
yeah,
it, right? But let's see. So then I said, we ran out of resources just after a few years at best, but these fuckers had like a
and a
1,000-year
thousand
war.
year war.
How big is this planet? It has to be like 10 times the size of Earth to sustain all of that. Plus, being at war for 1,000 years, the world looks pretty pristine. I'd expect the world to look like no man's land you see in World War One. I don't know.
It's good.
It's fantasy.
Yeah, that, yeah, this beast comes in and mysteriously gets to kill everyone on sight. Like it cannot be, and the way it's done, it's like alien disintegrating method, right? Like it's casting light to people and people just disintegrate. So
Yeah.
everyone just dies. And okay, I did not show it, but do you remember when the beast was killing everyone, was
Mm.
zapping everyone? Do you remember that she slits a throat of a girl? Do you remember this, Merwin? Do you remember that scene?
Like
Where
behind the door, right? Like she goes
yeah,
like behind like yeah. I remember that. Like all of a sudden, like she cuts a person's throat. I remember that scene.
do you know that that person is Fjarl's sister?
Fiora has a sister.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's that she slits the throat of a soldier, right? That girl was Fjarl's sister, and we never even knew her, right? We never even knew her. We never even knew that that was Fjarl's sister. There was no development, but there was no dialogue. She just
it's
slits this random girl's throat, who apparently is Fjarl's sister,
like
which will, yeah, it was mentioned in like episode 3 or episode 2,
mhm.
and like don't you know Merwin, this character, Merwin herself slit the throat of your sister, and that character who told Fjarl, the mage guy, Syndril,
Yeah.
the mage, he wasn't even there, right? He wasn't even there when she slit the throat. So how did he know? How did, how did
I,
he know?
I don't know, Twitter. I like I can definitely see this like you're looking at the credits, right, of everyone who plays this person plays their character. You know, this per Merwin was played by this character, this person playing by this character, and the lady, her like the lady that played Farrell's sister is like, her name is Farrell's sister.
Yeah,
It's just like no
yeah,
one cares.
yeah, yeah. For Deadlight's reference. So yeah, the girl I mentioned who got her throat, this random girl whose throat got slit by the princess, it's this guy's sister. They never met. They never had any interaction. We never knew it was his sister. So this random girl who got slit, her throat got slit. It's apparently this main character's sister. Yeah, it's like what?
Oh man.
So okay, what's okay? So yeah, she gets appointed empress, but she's just a puppet empress. She just the real people governing behind the scenes is this guy, Baylor, and Eridan. Yeah, so yeah, she
Yeah,
for
no,
some reason the entire kingdom is like all hail the empress, even though they know what happened. Like even though she killed her brother, she's responsible for killing all the other leaders. Apparently, everyone's fine with that. Everyone's okay with it. Okay, I was
Okay,
like,
yeah.
okay,
You usurped the throne. Yeah, we're cool
yeah,
with that. Even though we swore allegiance to your brother, it's
dear
fine.
brothers,
It's
yeah,
fine.
it's
You're
fine.
your sister, right? And then she's
Yeah,
like, "I
okay.
want to go see my people." And then she
Mhm.
tries to leave, and then like the soldiers like go, "Yoonsh," and then she's like,
They're
"Oh,
like,
okay, never mind." She
never
just
mind.
backs off. I'm like, yeah, oh
Okay,
my
never
god,
mind.
they did the cliche of random person who is killed is actually a close friend, sibling, parent of another main character. Yep, true, absolutely. Just oh
Yeah,
man, I heard the show was supposed to be like 8 episodes, and I heard it got like
yeah. I heard that too.
right.
I heard that too.
Yeah, it was originally budgeted for 8 episodes, but I heard it was just really really bad. So they cut 4 episodes and stuffed everything into just 4 episodes. So it's just like, well, it makes sense. It seems like this show was fucking rushed.
Yeah, it's
It's
like,
just
yeah. 2022 woke garbage ended,
yeah.
I suppose, with flying colors with this show. Yeah, I mean, they sneaked this up in Christmas time too. Okay.
Oh,
Uh,
this came out last year, huh?
this came out December 25, exactly
Oh,
Christmas,
literally on Christmas Day. Oh, okay.
literally on Christmas Day. Yeah. Okay. So Fjarl and Lark. So yeah, they're trying to figure out what happened in this. Yeah, they sneakily went in. They stealthily or discreetly went into this bar, tried to
They're not
gather
even covered.
intel.
Their faces aren't even covered.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. Now that you pointed, their wanted sites are all over the place,
Yeah,
and
and then
and
we're
they're
just gonna
not.
go in.
We're just gonna go in with our face exposed, and apparently only one guy noticed. Oh yeah, I have a lot to say about. Oh, apparently only this guy noticed.
Mhm.
Only this guy noticed that. Oh, it's them in the wanted sign, and yeah, a lot more. I have a lot more to say about this guy later. Uh, yeah. So for now, let's just leave him be. So yeah, he's watching the two of them. He's
Yeah.
watching Fjarl and
Is it
Lark.
still the first episode?
This is still episode one.
Oh
This
my
is still
god,
episode.
this is still the first episode? Oh,
This is still episode.
okay,
This is
yeah.
still
This
episode one.
show is boring as fuck.
Oh yeah. Then okay, so this is her trying to explain to her friends, like for friends figuring out like, oh my god, did she just do what she did? It's like, I want to go to other worlds, conquer them and civilize them, which is gonna which is funny how it manifests in the final episode, which is really bad.
Mhm.
Give them a point for not having them wear a very obvious cloak.
Yeah.
Those always look so overt. Look, they make themselves look so obvious. So to make other reverse psychology, reverse
Yeah, you gotta
psychology,
blend in.
you gotta blend. We look so obvious that people will think that it's not them.
Yeah,
That's
it's
probably
definitely
what
not
they're.
us. It look exactly like the picture. It's
Like,
definitely not us.
yeah, so she's trying to rationalize why she killed her brother and all that. Which yeah, conquer other worlds. Like, how could you even be certain that other worlds are less developed than you? How could you be? For all we know, when you travel to other side, it's like year 3000 or something like that. So I don't know. Okay. Yeah, it's this guy. It's this guy. Sindril. Sindril is the one who tells him in like episode who tells Fionn in
He was
episode
like
two.
locked up.
Yeah, that's another thing. How did he make it? How did he escape? They
Was
missed
this the
that part.
first time you actually see him?
This is the first time you actually see him. He's locked
But
up here.
then yeah, exactly. Then how the hell would he have known that she
Yeah.
killed his sister?
Yeah. Okay. You can rationalize that Merwin was responsible for the death of Fjarl. Maybe he heard it through rumors. But how did he know that Merwin herself was the one who slit the throat? Who slit her throat? For all.
Maybe the guards were talking about her or some shit. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's like.
He's like, hey, did you hear like that the Empress actually killed? It's like, oh yeah, really, dude? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he died. He's like, yeah, man, she's crazy. Oh goddamn! And then he's like, oh, okay, now I know.
Yeah, he was imprisoned this whole time for all the events that happened. He was imprisoned here. But
Yeah, and
yeah,
I think those are the little like weird. Yeah, this room looks so stupid. It's like a regular like weird room with a bunch of these like things sticking out. It's like, oh yeah, this thing is supposed to suppress my magic, so I can't escape.
yeah,
Yeah,
but he does anyway. We don't know
no,
how.
he
He
escapes
does anyway.
anyways. Yeah, they can't
We don't
stop
know
me.
how. He just magically escapes. Okay. Oh, okay. So they were traveling. Oh, okay. At this point, oh yeah. I kind of missed the part where they were gathering intel. So Lark and Fjarl were gathering intel, so they find out that yeah, they find out what Merwin does. They find out that they're being hunted. So like Lark was like, okay, we need to find my former master, which is Michelle Yeoh, which is Cian. So they were trying to get to her. Then in the middle of nowhere, they meet these nomads for some reason. They in the middle of literally nowhere, there's a bunch of nomads walking, and they somehow met them. And this girl was like, "Oh, aren't you Lark? You're so stunning and brave." And and again, feeding her ego and shit. Like she randomly sings her song, right? It's like something
Wait,
like that. It's like,
was she there at the tavern?
no, these are just a bunch of random people they met when they
Oh
were
yeah, so
headed first.
wait, then and is Lark's song like famous or something?
Yes, I mean she's so yeah. She's a really talented bard and she's a really badass killer. So
Oh,
in
okay.
the middle of nowhere, they meet these nomads. They meet these stragglers. Literally, like imagine you're going I don't know like in the middle of a really huge forest. Like you meet a bunch of people, and like they recognize you. Oh, you're so good, so stunning and brave. It's like I don't know. It's so cringe. It's so bad. It's like I don't know. Maybe this was meant for her to like I don't know to make her feel better. I suppose make her feel more empowered. But to meet random people in the middle of nowhere in a huge landmass of nothingness, you meet these random people.
Wait,
Okay, then
why does this random group of people know who she is? Is she Beyonce of the Witcher?
of the Witcher.
Yes,
Well, yeah,
yes.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
the queen. She's
The,
the queen bee.
then okay, so they eventually land into one of okay Michelle Yeoh's her traps. Then she eventually meets up with them. It's like, why are you here? Well, yeah. So that's about it. So Michelle Yeoh finally makes her appearance. Why are you here? And then okay, what was this? Oh, okay. Yeah. So okay. So they kind of skip, they kind of jump for now after meeting Michelle Yeoh. This mysterious blue entity was like telling Baylor, it's like, Baylor's like, okay, I succeeded this time. I killed the king this time.
Mhm,
So but I need more power for some reason, even though you already have the throne. But I need more power. So
mhm,
this bitch is like, what are you willing to do for more power? It's like, are you willing to give anything? Are you willing to, so it's like, so it's gonna imply that he needs to sacrifice something. Yeah, sure, yeah, I'm willing to give anything, even though I already took the throne and you already have Merwin as your puppet empress, but okay. Well, apparently he needs more power. So yeah, okay. We're at the end of episode 1. So yeah, the three after fighting bickering amongst each other. Okay, let's do it. Let's kill an empress. Let's kill an empress. And okay, so they walk out and they burn her hut for some reason. I don't
mhm,
we don't know why. It doesn't explain. So like but I also want to point out here, it's like because they were at this time they were trying to convince Cian Michelle Yeoh to join them, because like she was like
mhm.
saying, no, I don't want to fight the Empress, like that's impossible. It's like this guy Fiar was saying like, I know of a secret passage so we can easily get into the palace, like so to convince her that it's gonna be easier than implied. Then yeah, that's gonna play a role later on. But yeah, so eventually she joins. She just changes. Okay, let's fine, fuck it. Let's join forces and take down the Empress. Then the narrator again. Two
Yeah.
becomes two
Yeah, two
becomes three.
becomes three.
Three. Oh, that's so badass. The two becomes three.
Yeah.
And that's the
Oof,
end of episode 1. Okay,
yeah.
that's the end of episode 1.
Oof, the makeup and hair department did not do Michelle Yeoh any favors. I know she's old, but she looks like she's partially melted. Still, she's fantastic in everything, everywhere, all at once, and Crouching Tiger. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything, everywhere, all at once, and yeah, it was really good. I
Yeah,
really
I
enjoyed it.
kind of feel bad that she's in this.
Yeah,
She
it's like
should never have been in
you're
this.
taking someone who's like pretty well known. She's also in the Marvel universe now, I believe. I think
Mm.
she was in Guardians, I believe.
Yeah.
I think that was
Oh,
her.
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
did you watch the tweet that I sent you? The 10
Oh
reasons
yeah,
why.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Like
one of the
yeah,
features
bring
like
it up.
it has Michelle Yeoh in. Yeah, I think we should watch it for context for
Yeah,
chat.
yeah,
So
yeah.
okay,
You want-
even if you have not watched the Witcher show, even if wait, can I wait? If I play it here, will you guys be able to hear it? I'm not sure, but yeah, I think so. I think so. Okay, let me play
Okay.
it. Let
Yeah, go
me.
yeah, go ahead and try. Yeah.
Uh,
I think you missed it.
I missed it. I missed it. Where is it?
Yeah, it's the one with the bard. Yeah, there it yeah, it should be that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, let's watch this. Okay. Okay, chat. So even before you have not watched The Witcher, you have not watched anything. This trailer, okay, this 10 reasons why you should watch The Witcher Blood. Just watching this alone, you already know it's gonna be garbage. Okay, let's. Okay, I don't know if it's too loud, but I will increase the volume a little bit.
Is it muted?
Is it loud? Could you hear it?
I can't hear anything.
I can't hear anything. Okay, so I'm
Let me
not
let
sure.
me let me try on my end really quick.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me see. Uh, there it is. Okay.
I can give you
Can you hear?
1,000. The
Yep, yep.
campaign.
The action is fierce.
It's got Michelle Yeoh, who is, I mean, you already know that.
It's got Michelle Yeoh.
It's set 1,000 years before The Witcher.
It explores part of the lore of The Witcher that hasn't been explored before.
There are monsters like we've never seen before.
It has the first kiss between two men in the show.
The costumes are divine. The makeup, the hair. Bon appetit.
There's a deaf sign language using character.
It's a show that's made with so much love, and that's really fun.
Wait, wait. So are those the only reasons?
Yeah, apparently. No,
Are those
nothing to
is
do-
nothing else? Nothing else? Yeah,
Nothing else?
The cast is great. The cast is great. There's a deaf person and there's a gay kiss. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah,
Oh shit, dude.
yeah. The guy who said it has two men kissing on it. The reason why he was so what do you call this? He was so excited to say that because it was him. It's
Yeah,
him.
it was him kissing.
It was him kissing. That's
I
why.
think he's
So-
in like 2 episodes.
yeah, he's not even an important character.
No, he was like a side character. He's probably gonna die in like.
yeah.
The
It was
thing
just
is that you're not gonna get any more origins from this. Is because it did so bad. It was so bad that even Rotten Tomatoes, the critics gave it like a 30%, and
Yeah.
the audience is like 18%. It's really it's awful.
Yeah. You know it's bad when critics and audience align in score
Yeah.
because
This was such a
in
bad
many
PR.
cases yeah, it was such it got such bad it's got so much negative press. Like, yeah, the moment I watch a trailer, okay, I know what to expect. Long before I started watching these four, I was like, oh my god. Anyway, okay. This episode 2. Okay, it already episode 2 at the start. So I forgot the dwarf girl's name. But I remember her I remember her act. It's called Gwen.
Yeah, her hammer thing, her weapons called her weapons Gwen. I know her weapons name. I don't even know her name.
Yeah, I know her. I know her because she kept Gwen.
Yeah.
Gwen. Her weapon's Gwen. So okay, that one stuck to me because she kept saying it. If it was Henry Cavill making out with an evil clone or something.
Oh, yeah.
That's a more interesting plot.
Come on, you have Henry Cavill building his first gaming PC, and that thing got like 1 million views like instantly. And he's not even talking. It's just him building stuff.
It's building his PC.
Yeah, it's it sucks, man.
Yeah. So episode 2. This starts with this. Yeah, it's already the start of episode 2. So okay, the story of this dwarf is, I'm not sure she's out for revenge. Revenge for, I'm not sure if it's her sister or if it's her lover. Do you remember if it's for? She's out for revenge for her. I think it's the lover, for her girlfriend dwarf.
I don't even know. I just know that she was a badass, and they're not going to show her being a badass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I didn't bother. I wanted to cover Strange World for a video. I was like, forget it. I'll cover woke stuff this year. I didn't want to watch woke stuff anymore for the remainder of the year. So okay. So yeah, so the premise is this dwarf lady is out looking for the rapist and murder. Okay, let's just put it in the context that it's her girlfriend, her dwarf girlfriend. So yeah, she's out trying to look for the murderer and rapist of her girlfriend. So she starts off with running into this tavern, making inquiries. Like, so there was this white guy, random white guy inside the tavern. No, get out of here, get out of here. I'm busy. So she, since the white guy didn't wanna entertain her, she goes inside. She goes inside the brothel, and the camera shows the entire building of the brothel. Seemingly she beats up all the guys in there. She beats up without showing anything. Without, it just shows the camera what's this, panning to the building, and you can hear the screams of all the guys like, "Ugh, ooh, oh. Then you hear blood splatter. You don't get to see her do it because you don't get to see her in action. You just see her the sounds imply that she's beating the shit out of everyone, even though in actuality it's just people just shrieking inside the building. Because I suppose identity politics, and no way they could choreograph the scene where she's actually it shows that she's actually a badass beating everyone up. So yeah, that's it. Already starts off really cringe. So she gets out, and I think she got a little bit of a lead, but anyway, she beats up all the men, and she goes on her merry way.
Yeah, she comes out of the brothel, and then like she's like all bloody, and she's like, "All right, let's go."
Yeah, they could correct. Then it's like they just showed it. You get the picture where they make the scene where people jump in the building. Then it's implied that that person is destroying everything, killing everyone. They pulled off that so that they don't show the actual choreography if there even is one. Given because she's tiny.
I guarantee you, like they're like all right, so here the director and cinematographer's like, all right, so what we're gonna do, she's gonna go in, we're gonna follow her, it's gonna be like one of those hallway shots from Daredevil, and it's gonna be so cool, and it's gonna follow her. The person's gonna come out and try to hit her, she counters it with her hammer, and she hits it, and the blood splatters, and then you see the producer's like, the budget's $5. Like, all right, so what we're gonna do is she's gonna pan outside, and after she's gonna come out. I think that's exactly what happened. Like they had all this like crazy sequence, and then produced like $5 budget.
Yeah, exactly.
But oh man, yeah.
If she stuck on them, it took about that would have been better. Like if they were all like drunk or asleep already after doing their thing in the brothel, that would have been more convincing.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, this scene with them on the back. Okay, this was just Eridan telling Baylor, it's like, you know what? We're still finding the two. They're still tracking down Lark and Fjarl, and Baylor's like, yeah, they are a threat. So you better get to it, man.
Yeah, is that Macaulay Culkin? No.
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't really have to be a bathtub scene, but yeah, the gist of this is like they're still tracking down the two badass warriors. They still didn't know that Michelle Yeoh joined them, so they're still tracking down the two supposedly mega badass heroes. So Baylor is saying like they're a threat, so they are extremely dangerous. So you gotta hunt them down. That's basically the gist of it. And then so they're saying like, in order to fight an empire, we're gonna need cell swords. So like they're gonna try to rob a bank, but when they got in the bank, it's empty. It's like there's no gold or anything. It's like, and this dude is just writing his ledger or updating his ledger. So they eventually figure out that, oh shoot, I think they're onto us. So yeah, which is what's happened. The soldiers were about to close in on the bank, and then there's like, oh shit, there's no way out, and we've been tricked. So we just have to fight. You just gotta fight their way through. Okay, which I suppose it's fine. It's fine. So they eventually beat the shit out of some soldiers, but the the stupid part is like, oh shoot, they're too strong. Let's just get out and oops, okay. Let's just get out and set the bank on fire. So I was like, why didn't they just do that from the start? Why did
Yeah.
they have to go in and fight? Like, what? Just lock the door, then set it on fire. Why did so many people have to die? Apparently,
Yeah, they
so
lost at least like 4 men, like 4 or
yeah,
5
they
guys
lost.
in there died.
Yeah, because they're badasses. They can
Yeah, we gotta
kill.
show we gotta show them that since they have 3 now, they're even more
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah, exactly. She could have disguised herself one of the ladies working there.
Yeah.
Maybe she's the only short one. But yeah, speaking of disguise, in the end of episode 3, she disguises herself, which is really really stupid too. But anyway, we'll get to it eventually. Yeah. So after that, okay, so the bank sets on fire and okay, so this banker guy, there's a door underneath him. There's a secret passage underneath him, but he locked it up when he was trying to escape and leaves these three trapped. So how they manage to escape is Fjarl gets Michelle Yeoh's dwarven weapon. Apparently that breaks the lock of the door and they manage to escape the fire.
Yeah, he
So
was like he was like, "Oh, like he was trying to lift it and he's like, "Oh, this is dwarven steel." And then Michelle Yeoh just happens to have a dwarven sword and then it just cuts open like butter. It's like, bleep. All right, let's get out of here. But the thing is that like I wonder if the guards would be like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna set this bank on fire, and then and then after that they're dead. We could leave, and then one of the officers like, oh, should we just wait here and then to check if the bodies are in there? It's like no, they're dead. They're dead. It's fine. It's just like it's fine. They're dead already. It's like, but wouldn't it be better if we searched inside to make sure their bodies are dead? It's like, why would we do that?
yeah,
It's
at least that would have been funny.
Yeah,
That would have
but
been
there's no
funny.
fun allowed. So no fun allowed here. We gotta waste money.
Yeah, we gotta wait. Yeah, so they get away. So transition to the Empress. For some reason, this dude makes it all the way up to her, and the people are starving. I'm gonna kill you. And then, and so she's in danger for some. Where are all the guards? I don't know.
How did he get in?
Yeah, exactly. How did he make all the way up to her chambers, or at least the level of her chambers? Right. I mean, if you're not some regular dude, can just walk up all the way to her chambers.
Yeah, it's like, when I saw it, I'm like, wait. So is he supposed to is he pretending like he's one of the servants or something like that, or one of the people who
Yeah,
work there?
he's the kitchen servant. But even then, even if you're like a kitchen servant, how you don't necessarily have access to the same floor as the level of the Empress. I don't know, just to make it more
Yeah.
convenient. It's the kitchen. Yeah, and
Yeah, that's
Deadlight
weird.
makes a good point. They already knew it was a trap. So why not set guards by the exit? Which is make another good point. Another good
Yeah,
point there.
Yeah, so also if they set up the bank as a trap, wouldn't they know about a secret exit? I'd assume they know, so why not guard the exit? Yeah, it's just like it's just like, oh, we're able to get away. It's plot armor. It's just like, nope.
They just get away.
These are the main characters and none of them die, until like way later, so it don't matter.
Okay, so so this guy tries to kill Merwin because she's a evil empress and people are starving, and she gets saved by. Okay, this is Avalak. First, I don't know if you guys played the Witcher game, but this is Avalak. So, this is a major character in The Witcher 3 also. So this is what he actually. Again, they sanitized him, kind of like Eredin. This is what he actually looks like in The Witcher 3.
Oh, he looks cool.
Yeah, he is.
He looks stupid.
Yeah, it's like he's a big character in The Witcher. Like he's helping out Ciri. He's also he knows a lot about traveling to other worlds. But yeah, they made him look like this, like kind of kind of stupid too. Actually, if you think about it, kind of stupid too in the series.
So I wonder if he's gonna reappear in like the Liam Hemsworth like Witcher, right? I don't know. Like
It-
all the characters that you said that they actually play a big part like in The Witcher 3. I'm like, I wonder if they're all gonna reappear later. And are they still gonna remaining? Are they still gonna remain this stupid looking? Like
yeah,
not how
exactly.
not how they're supposed to look.
Yeah, it's like this is such a huge difference from this one. Yeah,
So,
they make all the males look like kind of goofy
well,
and incompetent.
if you think about it, like like a lot of these like woke garbage stuff that they're doing, like they make all the men can't like be strong, masculine and like smart. Like they all have to be like sort of like either if they're masculine, they're dumb, right? Or if they're smart, they're sort of like they look like little like bitch boys or something like that. Like you said, like a bitch boy reject Jonas. Yeah, but all the females are all badasses no matter what. So
Yeah.
it's that's the way it is, man.
Yeah, so
Ah.
okay, what happens next? Okay, so this is the guy in episode 1 who is tracking the two, who spots them in the tavern where they were gathering intel the first episode. This is the same guy. Like, okay, I'm okay. They're making it seem like he's out for the bounty. He's gonna try to kill them. So that's just the point of this. And okay, so in that fight in the bank, uh Michelle Yeoh gets poisoned. She gets poisoned there. Yes, I'm pretty sure she got poisoned there. So
There's like a
I
dagger that's like poisoned or something like that.
yeah, the poison. Oh, I'm poisoned. Go on without me. I'm gonna die. So it's like the two didn't know what to do. Jarl and Fjarl and Lark didn't know what to do. And okay, so transition back to Avalak and Merwin the Empress. So it's like, so after this guy saves her life, she threatens him. Okay, you gotta work for me now, or else I'm gonna expose you for some weird reason. So
Mhm.
after someone saves your life, the first thing you do is blackmail him to is to blackmail a person apparently.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you work for me now. We're gonna travel to other worlds. We're gonna conquer other worlds, and give me your coat so that my disguise will not be seen by the guards. So the guards will not know it's me when I'm gonna out exploring the village. So remember, Baylor prohibited her from leaving the castle because she's just a puppet empress, so she's not allowed to leave the castle to see the people. So because she wanted to see the people, she grabs his coat, and apparently it's a good enough disguise. None
Yep.
of the guards knew it was her, even though her face is so exposed. This is the coat of Avalak. Yeah, she manages to escape the castle and look around. So eventually she spots Eredin walking around the village, and she follows him. Like, Eredin was being discreet, incredibly discreet. Then
Mhm.
he's apparently in a relationship with this guy, the guy who says 2 men kissing.
Yes.
So like Eredin was supposed to so Eredin was supposed to arrest all the merchants or put the merchants into custody because there's a food shortage. So like he wanted to keep the merchants at check because there was a food shortage and they wanted to make sure that the food doesn't get away. But his boyfriend, I forgot his name, his boyfriend snitches on the merchant. Okay, they're gonna arrest you, so get out of here. So so the merchants get away and there's a food shortage now because of him. And yet he's okay with it. I mean, okay, fine.
Yeah,
Whatever, I
because
forgive you.
because you're my boyfriend.
You're my boyfriend, I forgive you.
Yeah.
So the people starve because I don't know, it's because he's his boyfriend. So it's okay. They'll find a way.
Yeah.
Then okay, so he finally shows himself. His name is Brother Death, and I have a lot to say about. Ooh, scary Brother Death. I remember the one line here. So it's like supposedly so he sees Michelle Yeoh he sees Michelle Yeoh in poison. So it's like, oh, your friend's in poison and she needs help. Conveniently, I have a friend who can heal her. That's so
Mhm.
that's incredibly convenient. It's like, and I'm here to help you because the Empress killed people I know. That's it. That's his reason for, and I want to join you. And Lark and Fjar was like, okay, sure. They just believe him. Okay, sure. and then he joins the team. So he's So he helps. Okay, before that, it's like there's an iconic line here for me, but at least for me. Lark asks him like, "How good are you with the cleavers? How good are you with your fighting? How good are you with your cleavers?" He says, "I'm too good. I'm too good at my. I'm too good." Okay, I was
Good.
I'm too good. I'm too good at fighting. I was eagerly waiting his fight scene, which is really comical. Okay. I want to see what too good means for this TV series. Okay, so anyway, he joins the team and he's gonna help them heal Michelle Yeoh from the poison, which he can conveniently do. So they make their way to this misty forest. Like, okay, he's like, whatever you see in this mist, just power through it for whatever reason. Like Fiarl and Lark remember their past, like what they did and what happens in the past, which is kind of unnecessary. It's like it didn't lead to anything. At least what I think, it didn't lead to anything.
Mhm.
They kind of like what happened to Fiarl's brother, him having sex with Merwin, and Lark. Yeah, something to do with her past too, like something to do with her Raven clan as well. But it's irrelevant. It's just a recollection of their past. So eventually they make I forgot her name. I don't remember her name. So
I don't even I don't even know.
yeah, I might not
a lot
know
of these
either.
names.
So,
A lot of these people's names I was like, who? Who? Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
too good with my cleavers. Like, bro, do you even know? Yeah, sounds
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a kid who doesn't know how to fight.
Yeah.
Try to make
Well-
themselves look badass, and then they get their ass kicked.
yeah. Yeah.
True.
Wait till you see the final episode then. Like, wait till you see what he does in the final episode. So it's like, yeah. So apparently, the person who can cure Michelle Yeoh is this girl who is also his girlfriend, this mage lady. Yeah, I don't know her name. It's like, yeah,
Mhm.
I can heal your friend. I'm a magical mage. Then okay, so then yeah, here we go. Where
How
did
did he
he come
escape?
from? Exactly. How did he escape?
How did he
How-
escape? I thought he was in
How did he
prison.
escape? He was in prison. How did he escape? And how is he there? Well,
Magic.
later on, they say that they know each other, but for some weird reason. But how did he make it? This question: how did he make it all the way there without Baylor knowing, or under? He went under the nose of Baylor, even though he was in a room where he couldn't use his magic. So yeah,
Mhm.
he's here now to join the team. And then there were six. So the narrator was like, and then there were
Why does
six
she
of
look
them.
like a knockoff Galadriel? Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, kinda. And then okay, transition to dwarf lady. Okay, so this guy is the rapist and murderer of her sister. Oh no, not her sister, her lover. So
Okay.
she wrote these blood entrails on the wall. Karate outfit. I have no
Yeah.
idea. You mean him? No, I don't know. Budget concerns.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is
Five
the guy.
dollars.
Yeah, $5. And this is the guy who murdered and killed her lover. So she
Mhm.
wrote using his blood on the wall what he did. And yeah, so I don't see how this subplot drives the plot forward. Yeah.
No.
So she finds the guy and she kills him. So yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
like
hooray for her.
for me when I saw the scene, I was just like, okay, so she kills him. What's the point? What happens?
Exactly.
It's like there's a further horror story. It's like, oh no, she's just got her revenge. Yeah, that's
Mm.
it. And like, okay, that's
It
stupid. It's like it
it
doesn't do
has
anything.
it has nothing to do with the bigger plot at all. Like at all. It doesn't tie in, not even an indirect direct way. So okay, yeah. Oh, so these two kids are apparently Baylors, the black mage, like who wants more power from that spirit. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, at first the spirit's like, if you want more power, you need a sacrifice, which is what we said in the previous episode. At first, Baylor thought it was his kids. It's like, okay, screw it. Okay, you two are gonna die. So he sacrifices these two kids, and this deaf, right? Yeah, this person's
She's a deaf lady. Yeah.
she's deaf. This deaf servant is just there for no reason. She's like she's supposedly a servant of Baylor, and she's just there for I don't know why. But yeah, she kills Baylor, sacrifices his two kids to get more power, even though he doesn't really need it. In my opinion, he doesn't really need it. So jumping back to Eridan. So when he wakes up, he sees the Empress like, yeah, I know your secret now. So I know you're in a relation, you're in a forbidden relationships. So yeah, I know. So it's like, what happens here is like, okay, so we don't have to fight. I'm not here to blackmail you, even though she kind of is. She's using that against him. Why don't we work
Mhm.
together to take down Baylor? So like, okay, sure, why not? So just like that, let's take down Baylor,
Okay.
and then yeah, okay, that's it. No other explanation needed. Oh, okay, this is the part. This is the part where Sindril tells Fjarl that Merwin herself slit your sister's throat, even though I wasn't there. I know. So it's like
I have seen it.
it's I somehow know that your sister's throat, your sister who we never knew, who we never talked to, her throat gets slit by Merwin. So yeah, your girlfriend is an asshole, and that's about it. So they catch up with what really happened. They catch up with what Merwin did, her motives, etc., etc. They find out what happened and what they're up against. Then, okay, so it
Oh yeah, they get transported to like a different area, right?
yeah, it's like so Sindril was trying to get them to closer to the capital. Sintrea, the name is Sintrea, but they end up in another world. They end up in another yeah, another literally another world. So
Okay.
they just stay here for literally like what 2 minutes. Because like
Yeah.
yeah, Lark was like, ooh, shiny thing, shiny plant thing. It's definitely not dangerous. But
I'm gonna touch
apparently
it.
oh, it's a monster. Oh God, it's a monster. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrible CGI. I don't even know what this is. But and that's the end of episode 2. Thank God.
Yeah.
Okay, episode
But
ends with that monster.
this guy killed his 2 kids to get some EXP boost. Yeah, damn, some dedicated guys. Yo, freaking Genshin, yo. If you kill
Genshin.
the 2 kids, you get some damn primo gems, man. You're
Yep.
gonna get more summons. You're probably gonna be getting your guarantee 50/50. So that's
Yeah.
the reason why.
Like, imagine it's like the top one player in Genshin spending more money so he can get stronger, even though he's on top already.
Yep.
That's what happened.
He's
Okay.
like, oh, I want
I want
I want to get C6D Luke. All right, so I need it.
I need to get stronger.
Yeah.
He's gonna get
Man,
okay.
like
That's
for me, I think episode 1 was pretty damn boring. Episode 2 was pretty boring too, but the thing is that like for me, I barely remember like most of the characters' name. Wait, so is this the start of episode 3?
yeah. This is the start of episode 3.
Wait, they already killed it?
Yeah. Okay, how they beat it. Okay,
I vaguely remember that scene.
yeah. The reason why you don't remember. Okay, so end of episode 2, giant monster about to chase them. So it's like, run, guys, run! It's a monster. Run. So they run back to the portal. They go back to the original world. So how they kill this monster is okay. So they all went out of the portal, right? They all went across to the other side. When the monster was midway, half of his body, Syndra closes it, so the monster gets cut in half. That's how they kill the monster.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know,
I
right?
don't remember that.
Yeah, that's how they kill this. So the monster dies. That's why you don't remember because it happened so fast. Like they ran to the other side, and all they did was Syndra cut the portal so that the body gets cut in half. Then that's it. The monster dies. That's why you don't remember.
What is he, Dog? What is he, freaking Wong from? He's like, use a sling ring. Or yeah,
Yeah.
go. I'll cut him off.
Yeah, that's it. Very climatic.
Yeah, man.
Okay, yeah. So monster dies because it gets cut in half. That's it. So then they move on. Then for some reason she appears out of nowhere.
Yeah, she's like, oh hey, yeah. Like she so happens to be at the right place at the right time, right?
Yeah, I mean they could have at least tried to kill the monster before they did something like that.
Mhm.
They literally just ran. They like cowards. Then yeah, they cheaply kill them by closing the portal early. Then yeah, they finally meet Dwarf Lady. She finds out she meets them here. She knows that they were there, and her home is apparently really nearby, all at the same time. So yeah, so oh hi there, come to my house. So they're like, yeah, come in, welcome, welcome. Let's eat. So while they were in her house, they were like, okay, what's our next course of actions? Like Syndra's like suggesting, yeah, that's where the ritual starts. Like, I'll become the supposed witcher. Like, we need the heart of this monster, and a couple of herbs and other ingredients to perform the ritual. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's out of place for sure. Yeah, I don't
It's
know. Yeah, $5.
$5.
$5 on $5 budget.
It's like all right, so here's what we need. We need some chicken meat, and we need some we need some those 42 herbs and spices from KFC so we can make the
Yeah.
first Witcher.
We can make the first Witcher. Yeah, exactly. It's like I'll be the one to do. See, at first, it was Sindril. He was volunteering himself. I'll be the one to do it so that I can take down Baylor and the Beast.
Mm.
Then was like, oh yeah, first Mage Lady didn't want to. She no, not this again, not this again, because apparently apparently Sindril is like was adopted by her mother, so they're
Okay.
kind of like step siblings. Is step sibling, but yeah, they're siblings, but
Mhm.
not by blood. So,
Yeah.
like she's saying, we used that before to try to resurrect our dead mother, but but I don't know why. It's nothing to do with that anyway. It's like this is a completely different situation. It's like we're trying to create something that could stand a chance against some evil guy. So what does reviving your mother in the past have to do with it? So and they just added drama, I suppose. Like
Yeah, it's not needed.
yeah,
It
like,
doesn't do
they're-
anything with the story.
they're putting in their context in like, I don't want to do that ritual again because we did it to our mother. But yeah, I mean, surely, like she said, the world may as well die. So there, you want the world to die just because you don't want to recall something. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, that's the point. But obviously, eventually, she concedes, and then we forgot the beef stock.
Yeah,
The
what?
Witcher.
Master Chef, you forgot the lamb sauce. Wait,
Yeah. Then
okay, so this guy Avalak, right? So what
Avalak.
what was he looking for?
this thing, I don't know what it's called. I forgot. I forgot or I missed it. This is the instrument that they need to activate the monolith so that they can travel to other worlds. So
Oh.
Avalok was sneaking into Baylor's room to look for it so that he could to go behind his back and try to access the monolith so that they could travel to other worlds. Because him and the Empress are trying to fight back against Baylor. So like he conveniently gets to find this underneath the wood because he accidentally steps on it.
Yeah, it's like
"Oh,
a
no."
creaky noise. He's like,
Oh.
and he's like, oh, there it
Oh.
is.
Oh, there it is. Then
Wait, they tried this. They tried this with their mother and it failed. Yeah, ripping off Full Metal Alchemist.
yeah, kinda. Yeah, so
And then he loses his arm.
then jump to so okay, the two were like talking. This was about who should be the one, the recipient of the ritual. So like Lark was saying like, that part where Sindril says he's the recipient, Lark was like, no, it should be me. So the general consensus is it's gonna be Lark who's gonna be the recipient of the ritual. So in this scene, there were Fiara was like saying, no, you shouldn't be the one. You bring so much goodness to this world. For I don't know what's the explanation of that.
Maybe her
You bring so
song.
much, you bring so much good to this world. I've seen it. You've seen it for like what, a couple of days, and so like he's implying that it should be him who should be the recipient. It should be him who's supposed to receive the ritual.
Mhm.
And then
I think she mentioned like, oh, it should be a warrior. It shouldn't be you. It should be like
it
a
should-
warrior that knows how to fight. Yeah, like you're a mage, like you don't know how to fight hand to hand or some shit like that. So like that was like the reason why like they should take it instead.
then they were arguing. So it's like, but at the end of it, she's still not convinced. So it's like, so they came back to the house of the dwarf, and she's like, "Where's my party? Where's my party?" So they have a party while before they have the ritual. And it's kind of random. It's kind of
Yeah, like
came out of nowhere.
like let's it's basically like, oh, the last hurrah or something like that before
Yeah,
it's like why would you need it? Like you guys are gonna go kill this like empress. Like why would you guys need? It's definitely not needed. It's definitely shoehorned in just so they can have like a singing scene or some shit like that, or like or people can actually like fall in love or something. It's not needed. It's especially with 4 episodes. It's like you
Yeah,
don't need that.
yeah, for sure. Then oh, okay, here. So like Michelle Yeoh was like, okay, so like so everyone was partying and getting drunk. So Fiara was telling Michelle Yeoh like, you're not drinking. It's like one of us has to stay alert. So tell me about the secret passage. So he was like, oh, there's none. I was just screwing with you. Literally, that's what he tells her. No, there's no secret passage. I was just
I
shitting on you.
lied.
I lied. It's what like what the fuck, right? This is like this supposed to be what triggers Michelle Yeoh in a little bit. It's supposed to trigger another subverting of expectations. It's like, oh no, this guy lied to me. So am I gonna betray them? Am I gonna betray them? So Michelle Yeoh looks at the wanted poster sign of Yara. It's like, shoot, I got screwed over by these people. I should bet. Am I supposed to betray them even though we already know what's gonna happen? Uh, so jump back to Avalak and Merwin. So Avalak gets back to Merwin with whatever that instrument is. Then Baylor
Yeah.
finds out. It's like, you think you can steal from me? You think you can steal from me? So it's like he pushes Avalak back. Then he brings down the dagger of Merwin. He somehow fries the dagger of Merwin, which Merwin ends up dropping the dagger. That's the point. Then it's like so Avalak was about sorry Avalak Baylor was about to kill Avalak, but then Eridan comes along. It's like, if you kill Avalak, I will kill your servant, which it was not yet established how important this person is or why.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I have no idea. Like I had no idea like her relationship with Baylor was that significant. It didn't show that like he was like, like either in love with her or like loving her like his own daughter. There wasn't any of that kind of like shown in the show. Like I'm just like, okay, this person is just a deaf person that works with you. That's it. But how is she significant in your life? The fact that like you killed off both your children and it's like, oh, it's because they're not important to you. So like why is she more important? And it's like, I'm gonna kill her, and it's like, don't do it. He's like, why? What's your relationship?
Yeah, the funny part is, why didn't he just do the exact same thing? Like push them aside and set fire on the dagger so that Eridan drops it? Why did he just fight? He could have easily fought back with his magic.
He's so powerful.
Yeah, it's like, no, don't do it. And he just gives up. Yeah, kill this. Exactly. Kill this. We don't know. We're not invested in this character. We have no idea who this deaf person is. Again, just another inclusion just because she's deaf.
Yep.
Then okay, jump back. Okay, so Baylor concedes and they cuff him. I don't know what's the purpose of they managed to cuff him and send him to the room where Syndril was. The room where he couldn't cast magic. The weird room with the weird stick-like things on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Then jump back to the party. So it's like, yeah, this is so weird. It's like part of that scene back in the party is like this dwarf lady was asking Brother Death like, so what's your story? Because like she was saying, she was telling her story to Brother Death like, yeah, I was out hunting my lover's killer and rapist. So what's your story, Brother Death? The cleaver guy who says he's too good with his cleavers. So he makes this story with, he was looking at him. They were looking at, I didn't picture it, but he was looking at the mage lady. They were looking at each other like they had some sexual tension. Actually, so it's kind of strange. Like he was telling his story. Brother Death was saying like, despite me being so bad, so evil, somehow this person sees the good in me. Then while he was telling his story, like she was actually asleep the whole time. It was trying to be funny, but it didn't stick the landing.
It's like, I know it's like, oh, she's so tired that she knocked out. No, I didn't feel the comedic like scene landed correctly. Right. Like I 100% agree. I'm just like, what? Okay, yeah, she fell asleep. Okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, but literally like less than 5 seconds after you see her awake. So like she's just trying to be funny.
Yeah,
She's trying to
she's
be
like, oh my god, is she like, oh my god, snore fast, hurry up. It's like, she's awake like 5 seconds later.
yeah, she wakes up 5 seconds later. Okay, trying to be funny. Yeah, more singing. Then everyone's enamored by her singing, her incredibly beautiful singing.
Yeah, her Beyonce comes in. She starts
Yeah,
singing for no random fucking reason.
yeah. Then apparently, yeah. So they're lovers now for some reason. They make out. It's like
I known you for 3 days. Let's
I've
kiss.
known you for yeah. We're lovers now, and I hope we make it through. Then yeah. So they make out. Then she falls asleep. Then when she wakes up, she finds out that Fial is gone, and all of a sudden they're doing the ritual with Fial. So everyone just went behind her back and yeah, they started doing the ritual where he becomes the first Witcher. And yeah, this is so poorly done. It's like, yeah, the heart. Yeah, I didn't take a screenshot, but the heart of the beast. Then
Yeah,
he's
the thing is
tied up.
huge.
Yeah,
I think it was the thing the size of like a wagon. It was
yeah,
pretty big.
they could have shown how they got that rather than being conveniently being there. They
Yeah.
somehow got the huge heart. Yeah, so they make it look like it's disgusting and weird and painful. Yeah, I mean this picture kind of says you kind of get the idea what he's going through. So he
Mhm.
eventually becomes the first Witcher, then jump back to the palace. So it's like Avalak is trying to open the gates to the other worlds, but he fails. He fails. Then Eridan was like, "Okay, we need Baelor to open the gates, even though we just betrayed him, even though we just stabbed him in the back." It's
Mhm.
like, okay, let's get him to agree. Let's get him to agree. Then, oh, I kind of fast forward. Okay, so she goes to Baylor's room, the room where the magics are bind. Let's work together, even though I just betrayed you. Even though I, I, I was about, yeah. Then Baylor's like, oh, Baylor's like, okay, even though, yeah, he's so not gonna betray them back. Okay, fine, let's do it. Then Michelle Yeoh, in the dead of night, rides on horseback all the way to the Empress, like, I know where they are. I know where Fjarl and the Lark is. In exchange, I want the swords of my clan back. I want all the swords of my, yeah, she's from a clan and she's the only one left. She was like, I want the swords of my clan back. And she's like, okay, sure. Then I also want 50 of your men so that I could bring them in. And the Empress was like, okay, sure. She just trusted. It's okay. Then so Michelle Yeoh gets the 50 men, seemingly supposedly to betray the team. Then
Was there significance to the sword other than the fact that it belongs to her men? No, right?
Yep, that's it. She just wants the swords back so that yeah, it belongs to their clan. That's it. That's literally
that was like some kind of like magical sword or some shit like that. Nah, okay,
yeah.
never mind.
Even if it is, I mean, who cares, right? It's just it's the sword of her clan. That's it. That's all they were implying. Oh, it's here. It happens here. It's like, Baelor, even though we just betrayed you, come join us. Come join us instead. Come help us open the portal to other worlds so that we can conquer it and instill our culture in it. Then Baelor was like, okay, fine. It's like, servant lady was like, don't trust them. Then that's it. Then yeah, Michelle Yeoh's like, yeah, I have the 50 men. I'm about to betray you. Not I actually brought my own men for
psych.
I have my own men which I use to betray the Empress's men so that we can get their outfits to disguise ourselves so that we can enter the empire. So yeah.
It's
yeah,
like,
these I don't know. These people literally came out of no. How did she came into contact with them?
I have no idea. I remember from the scene it was just like, hey, we're gonna kill you. Just playing. We're gonna kill them instead. And I'm not sure if your screenshot shows it, but like like your next following screenshot where just like you see like the first time in the entire in the entire 3 episode, you see the dwarf girl actually do something, and then you
Oh,
see like two soldiers I'm not sure if
running.
you have a screenshot of this.
The one
Do you?
running, then she shoots the
Yeah.
arrows. I
Yeah,
didn't. I
yeah.
didn't.
Okay. Yeah, so you see both of them are like two soldiers are like getting away. And then they're like, "Oh no, they're getting away. They're going to foil our plans." And she's like, "No, they're not." And she basically like shoots two arrows and it just happens to kill them. And that's it. It's so stupid. Yeah, so Michelle Yeoh and 50 people infiltrate the Empress army, which had to be difficult to do even for even 5 people. Yet she's given the exact same 50 people that she sent as in a by fantastic writing. Yeah, it just so happens that she had those 50 people just hanging out regularly. I have no idea where they came from.
Yeah,
They were just there.
Yeah. That it was never implied. It was never. There was not even a single hint or a single scene where you see her recruiting these random people who came out of nowhere. It's just that these guys were here. It's like, oh, I'm about to betray you guys. I made a deal with the Empress, but there was just people on top of the mountains ready to shoot at them. We don't know where they came from. We have no idea where they came from. So they shoot arrows at them, then they slash. The stragglers get slashed to death. Then that's how they die, and that's how they get the disguises. And that's what they will use to infiltrate the Empress's army. Yeah, and that's how they. Wait, I think there is one more, which is I want to point out. Yeah, and apparently there's a disguise for her too. And apparently in the army there was also one midget dwarf.
Just what happens to be one short person in there.
Yeah, it's like I don't see any short people here, do you? I don't. But for some reason, yeah, she has a disguise too, and the people at the gates did not recognize her. It's she's clearly part of the army that went out earlier. And all
Yeah, they emphasized this shot too. Like they made sure that they showed this for like a couple of seconds. Like, hey, she does have an outfit too. I don't know. Maybe they had like some kind of like costume person. Like, before I became a warrior, I was actually a seamstress at this like town, and then I'll be able to make you an outfit or something like that.
yeah.
But it's weird.
Yeah, and that's so it's the ending was a scene of them about to enter the Empress's kingdom, or the city rather. And yeah, okay, we're finally.
Oh my god! We're finally at the last episode.
Final episode. So, I love this. Okay, so it starts off with the Empress like, this is it, man. We're gonna conquer other worlds. We're gonna instill our culture with them. This is literally her army. This is literally the army she sends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people and Eridan. Well, add Baylor. Let's make it 7. She literally sends 7 people to conquer other worlds without knowing what's in the other side, how many of them are in the other side. She's sending 7 people to conquer other worlds. She even said, grab the food first before we conquer other worlds. Okay, let's see what the 7 people can do. Okay, okay. Good luck to these 7 people. Then when they enter the portal, immediately they get betrayed by Baylor. Baylor's like, ha 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 ha. I'm gonna trap all of you. Then Eridan was like, yeah, who knew he was gonna betray them? So Eridan was like, charge, but too late. My magic was too good. You couldn't get to me. So I betrayed you. Now I'm gonna go back to the other side and try to, what do you call this? Try to take back what's mine. This has to be a scouting group. Yeah. I'm serious. She's literally making a speech to conquer other worlds with this as the army. literally these people conquer other worlds with this party. Then Baylor betrays them right away. So yeah, goodbye to that ambition. Then so Michelle Yeoh pretending that she caught what's this guy's name? Fjarl. She's pretending that she caught. Okay, so now honor the deal. I like even though I'm stabbing you behind the back. Give me back my swords and give me back my whatever she wants her clan to be recognized, I think. Then the Empress was like, no, you're no. She's just like, no, because you're a bitch or something like that. Something along
Yeah,
that
it's like
line.
no way.
No
I
way, I don't
lied.
want it. I lied. Then yeah, this kind of yeah, I feel bad for Michelle Yeoh in the scene. Like Michelle Yeoh is so angry. It's like, I'll get back at you. It's she's talking as if like she honored the deal, even though she knowingly backstabs the Empress. It's like, no,
Yeah.
we had a deal. Like it would have been a stronger statement if she legit betrayed them, right? But it's like,
Yeah, didn't she say something about like if when is it because they go kill her, right? She's like, I will haunt you. I will be wait. Was it this scene when she's like, I'm gonna be a spooky ghost and haunt you? Remember that?
yeah, it's like she said it with so much it's fine. I mean, it's fine. It's okay if she legitimately did the job, but like you knowingly betrayed the Empress. Why are you talking as if you honored the deal? Like you know you're stabbing her in the back, so you're gonna get your swords anyway if you succeed.
Yeah.
Can we talk
It's
about something? Yeah, we're almost done. That we're almost. It's pretty much straightforward. This final episode is pretty straightforward. Like yeah. Oh yeah. Here we go. She's like making her. I'm gonna get back at you for betraying me, even though I actually betrayed you. Okay, then okay, yeah. Stunning and brave makes her speech. See, she's pointing at the stores. Like she riles up the people to find out that the food storage is empty. So meaning they find out that there's no more food. It's like, so this is what your Empress is like. She's so evil. So let's rise up and fight. So she
yeah.
riles up the people to rebel. That's
The
basically what
speech.
happens.
Mhm.
Yeah, she makes a badass speech. Then it's actually kind of cringe in some aspects. Then it's like, oh, okay. So this was the Empress. So yeah, so Fjarl used to be her lover before they got caught having sex. Then Fjarl was exiled. So it's like the Empress was like, oh, can we be lovers again? Even though I killed your clan, I slit the throat of your sister, and I killed everyone else. Can we be lovers again? And he was like, then Fjarl was like, no. Then Fjarl goes like on a frenzy. He goes berserk. He starts to activate his powers, his Witcher powers. Then the Empress runs away. So it's like, oh no. Then she runs away. Then no, so then the beast comes. Convenient. Yeah, how could he fit in that building?
Yeah, it was
Anyway,
like it was like roaming the hallways, like in the
yeah,
previous scene. You see like the legs. I'm like,
yeah.
what?
How did he get in without breaking anything? Like it's everything looks so pristine. So, oh, the final showdown. So it's like the first Witcher versus the Beast guy who killed everyone, who disintegrated everyone.
Mhm.
Then fast. Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. So like everyone else was infiltrating the castle, right? So like, here's why I took note of Brother Death. Like, so how good are you with the cleavers? I am too good. I am too good with the cleavers. Like so he's here. He's exhausted after killing one guy. He kills one guy. It's like after killing one guy. So that's their definition of too good. After killing one soldier, it's like huh, huh.
Oh
So
god.
that's your definition of too good.
Yeah.
So in this hallway, Michelle Yeoh kills all the soldiers. He kills one soldier. It's like, huh, huh, huh. Michelle Yeoh literally kills everyone. I mean, maybe the dwarf kills one with her arrow, but he only kills one guy. Then he's already exhausted.
I
Then
I can totally see his like wait, and then Michelle Yeoh is like, you said that you were too good with your cleavers. Well, what do you mean by that? It's like, oh yeah, I was really good in the kitchen. Like I was a chef,
uh,
and yeah, I'll cleave the chicken bones and stuff. Like I'm really good at that. It's like, okay, next time we should talk more. I think that's what should have happened. If they added little like funny bits like that, it would probably made it a little bit more entertaining than it was. But oh man, it's so stupid.
yeah, yeah. I was watching him. Like this was his only time of action. Like they were building him to be this mega badass killer, right? I'm too good with the cleave. That's his only fight scene. One soldier, and he's already tired. It's like, dude, I've been waiting to see how too good you are. Then okay, next scene was okay. So the Empress runs to her chambers. Then Lark so they have this speech like I did all this for elf kind. I killed everyone for elf kind. My brother was doing the same mistakes. The cycle is just gonna repeat itself. And Lark was like, you don't get to say what elf kind is. Then stabs her. It's like okay. So the stabbing was convenient. It's like okay, you have two options. If you pull out the sword, you die. But if you keep the sword in, she can still get healed by the physicist or something like that. Then Lark leaves, then leaves the Empress alone. Then so Baylor got out of the monolith. Then like, haha, I got out. So I don't know what he's doing with the monolith. He's like powering it or getting more power. Then like Sindril and Girl Maid just like okay, we have to put a stop to him. We have to put a stop to him. It's like no, I am so powerful, you cannot stop me. So it's like okay, so they were kind of like fighting a little bit off screen. So transition back to the Empress, like so the people finally reached the throne room with her with the sword stabbed. She was like, remember me. It was like, then she pulls her knife and dies. Remember me. She pulls she pulls
from Coco.
yeah. Remember you for what? For being a bitch? For being an asshole? I don't know. She pulls her sword and she dies. And that's it. That's the end of her plot line.
Yeah.
She bleeds out to death. Then that's it. That's her plot line. That's the end of her story. Then did I miss some screenshots?
I think
this
I think
this was placed.
You did mention I think there's one scene that we forgot to show. I think the Baylor sacrifices the deaf girl, and then that's how he gets his true powers.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
So okay, let me just open. Yeah, I missed that. How did I miss that? Okay, I must have been tired already. Getting all these screens. I didn't want to.
No worries.
Yeah. So okay. So let's go. Let's take a screenshot of. Yeah. So let's just use this one. So I forgot when that happened. I think it happened in episode 3. Did I?
I think it might have been like the end of episode 3 or like the beginning of episode 4.
So remember when Baylor sacrificed his 2 children? Apparently they weren't it. So those 2 children died for no reason. They were for some reason the sacrifice that Baylor had to make to get more power is this person, this random deaf servant that okay. Oh, I just figured out it was you that I had to sacrifice. Okay, so you die. So yeah, sure. So she dies. So that's how he became uber powerful. That's how he became apparently really really powerful. But yeah, so apparently I did not take this. Wait, I know I got it. Wait, or did I not? Oh wait, this episode 3. Hold on. This is I know I got it. So yeah. Okay. So this is the beast dead. Okay. Before the monolith. Fiar gets to kill the beast. How? Which is the most absurd way, which kind of defeats the purpose of him going through it. He grabs a sword of a statue. Then he throws it like a boomerang as the beast was charging towards him. So the sword was about to was spinning and hit and stabs his head. That's how the beast dies. So that's all it needed. That's all was needed to kill the beast. So just a strong projectile throw, then the beast is dead. So he never really needed to be a witcher if that's all it took to kill the beast. Anyway, the beast is dead. The beast, hep hooray, the empire's dead. So all that's left is Baylor and Sindril. So eventually Sindril and the woman mage trap Baylor. It's like we need to bind him so that we have strong enough powers to break the monolith. So that's what happens. So Sindril, what do you call this? Uses the power to break the monolith, which causes the conjunction of spheres. And so the world is on. Oh, okay. Sorry. I went a little ahead. So the monolith is in the brink of breaking. Then Fjarl was like, "Oh, I can't control my power. It's too strong." So the team was like, "Oh yeah, here's Brother Death. Here's his second scene." So apparently he's too good that he fell right away when he fought Fjarl. Yeah, that's his second scene. So his first scene is fighting the soldier. This is his first scene. His second fight scene is
Yeah, his second scene literally gets clapped in like 2 seconds.
yeah, he gets owned in 2 seconds. Like check, 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 check. So yeah, he's too good with his cleavers. So yeah, he's too good with. So it's like, oh, I lost control. Someone please kill me. Then it's just like, oh, so Lark Lady was like singing to him, so it gets through him a little bit. It's like she goes like, "I love you," then stabs him. Then Fjarl dies. Then there we go. Yeah, so she gets through to him, then he stabs him, then dies. Then goodbye to Fjarl. Okay, we're almost done. Then there we go. Oh, after the monolith breaks, this is their the animation of the conjunction of spheres. It looks kind of terrible. Looks like it's gonna crash to each other. But yeah, so the worlds were about the veil has been broken, so the conjunction of spheres was about to happen. So monsters started inhabiting, then humans started to meet with the elves. Then yeah, so this is so there's a picture of the first human, a human lady and an elf guy. So it's kind of weird that they framed it in such a way that this elf guy speaks gibberish. When the whole time, the entire series, the elves were speaking in English. I would have done the humans speaking in gibberish rather than the elves, because we've seen the entire elves speaking in English. So why is the elf speaking in gibberish and the humans speaking in English? But anyway, that's beside the point. But yeah, so it's like it showed that the humans are starting to intermingle with the elves, and then yeah, that's about it. 6 months later, we find out that Lark is apparently pregnant with Fjarl's kid. I don't. Is this? I don't know. Suppose on a series ancestors, then yeah, she makes a prophecy again that of the events to come in the Witcher series and the end.
Yeah.
My God, freaking
Yeah.
finally. That
Yeah, it's but according to what I know, like they're basically saying how does this impact The Witcher, right? Like how does this actually impact like the reasoning that Geralt's character is now changed, right? So one thing that Bound in the comics says that it's like so the Witcher Blood Origin ends sparks a theory Netflix will address in Geralt's recasting by rebooting the entire series, because they did talk about like how things are going to be changing, things are coming together, timelines are converging, things are happening, and things are going to be different now. So while Netflix has remained mum on just how exactly they plan to address in Geralt Rivia's upcoming recasting and Henry Cavill to Liam Hemsworth in The Witcher, the ending to the series Blood Origin prequel has sparked a new theory suggesting that they do so by outright rebooting the entire franchise. So yeah, I think it's the sort of like you know how in DC Comics they have this thing called the Flashpoint, where the Flash runs back to save his mom, and then after saving his mom, he changed the future. So by the time he goes back into his present time, things has changed. Things have been shifted already, right? It's sort of like when you break. I remember in the Flash, the live action one with Grant Gustin, they actually they talked about like having a cup, right? Having a cup, and then you break it, but it's only one piece that breaks. So then whenever you get that piece back and you put it next to the cup, it will never be the same. It looks the same, it fits the same, but it'll never be exactly the same cup that you once had. So I think this sort of like the planet the planets colliding and stuff like that, the spheres coming together, I think there's sort of like cheap way to sort of reboot everything. And I think that's what's going to happen, right? Broaching from the topic of The Witcher's Blood Origin as part of the night's planned topic, the Sporking a News podcast recalled that after viewing its finale, it has left them with the impression that Netflix will be taking drastic measures to explain Cavill's recasting. They're either going to write Geralt out completely and have a completely different Witcher, which I don't think so, because I think Liam is actually playing Geralt, or Hemsworth is actually going to be taking the new role over, but they're going to start from the season 1 again, and it is going to be a different story. So if they do that, they sort of like reboot the entire thing. I think it was sort of like, oh shit, we have to go through the entire thing again, right? Or are they going to be telling different stories of Siri, or they're just going to be like, oh, we're just going to recast them. That's it, right? So I think in a way, I think they're just going to recast him and probably use the blaming of the spheres to be the reason why, in my opinion. But I don't
Yeah,
know
probably.
how do you think they're going to do it?
I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, even there's a good chance it could get canceled outright. That's what I think. That's given how bad things are, like given the bad press, the fact that Henry Cavill left, it's like it leaves too. I think it leaves too big of a dent, too big of a hole for them to keep pushing this. Or I mean, if they're willing to bleed more, I mean that's fine. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's like that's what I think. I don't know if they can still reboot it. It's like I if I were Netflix management, I think the direction they're going for is just outright just can it. Just can The Witcher. It's like just try to do something else. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. They're still gonna push through with Liam Hemsworth. Maybe one season. But what the way I see it, it's like they're gonna can it eventually. Like I don't think they're gonna reboot it anymore because they lost Henry Cavill, which is
Agreed.
Henry Cavill is too important to let go for it to stay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that will definitely put the nail in the coffin. I
Yeah,
think
I
after
gotta go,
season
I gotta
3
go
is
to the
done.
bathroom, but I can still hear you. I gotta go to
Oh
the bathroom.
no worries.
You,
No
you
worries.
can continue. I can hear you. Okay,
No worries. No worries. But
BRB.
yeah, but what's it called again? Yeah, like having like I think having Netflix completely getting rid of Cavill was a huge mistake on their part. He's such a powerful, like his name holds such precedence where if you completely remove him, you're basically removing the best part of the show. And I think that's it. A lot of people when they said that he's no longer playing The Witcher, he's not, he after 2023 of summer, the season 3 is going to be his last one. It's a lot of people are like, that's it, then I'm not going to watch it anymore, and it's going to suck. Yeah. Oh my god, the writers of The Witcher are such trash, and that they had to make an even worse spin-off to just justify them getting a new actor to redoing the show. They're gonna make it the series show, and it's just about just have Liam Hemsworth show up once in a while and get pegged hard. Could be, you could be absolutely right. From what I know, I remember when we had Dave, my friend Dave on the stream. He's a pretty big Witcher fan, and he plays the game, and he also read the books. And according to what he said, Ciri is the main character. It's just she's not there yet, and basically she's so strong in the books. By the end of the book, she's literally a god. Like she can actually like change reality. Like she's so incredibly powerful. It's just right now she does not know how to use any of her powers. So at the end of season 2, I remember Siri does this like big like wave that like kills a bunch of bad guys or monsters or something like that, and that's supposed to be like, just a fraction of her power that she's showing, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm probably going to watch the last season Witcher because I do really really like Henry Cavill. I think he's just such an amazing human being. The fact that like he loves what he does, like he likes being faithful to the source material. He likes being faithful to like the comics and stuff like that, and how he knows that the fans, whatever the fans say, are usually like, hey, I understand. Look, I'm gonna do my best not to shit all over the lore and the story. And I'm glad that I heard this is the reason. It's the blood origin. I heard it's the reason why Henry Cavill left. I think it was, according to a lot of people, they're basically saying that he saw what they're gonna do in Blood Origin. He's like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. This is the last straw. I'm done with this. Like you guys are just completely butchering the story. All the shit that's in Blood Origin, it wasn't even a part of the books and stuff like that. Why would you have to make all these weird shit up? And it's just I'm done with it, right? Right. It sucks that he got shafted for with Witcher and Superman. Yeah, like
Yeah,
we were talking about it earlier, and it's just like he got screwed twice. And now that like the fact that like Henry Cavill is a big nerd, he loves tabletop games and stuff like that, and tabletop RPGs. I'm glad that he's actually producing and going to be leading a Warhammer 40K on Amazon. It is on Amazon, but for me, I think if Henry Cavill has say and exactly what happens in the show, I think the show is going to be
Yeah.
fine.
Yep.
Yeah, I do hope Warhammer
exactly.
series ends up being good and that he gets the cameo. No, he's going to be the main character. He's going to be the main character, which
Yeah,
is
and gets to be a showrunner too. So
yeah, yeah. I don't know anything about Warhammer, but he deserves a win, and I hope it turns me into a fan. Yeah, for 100%, 100%. But yeah, man, there's a bunch of stuff that happened this year, like no, not this year, but last year, right? Like there's there's this article I want to go to sort of wrap things up, and it's sort of this one right here. It's called the most hilarious woke pop culture fails of 2022. It's basically like everything in a nutshell, right? So yeah, there's a bunch of things that the thing is that I can't believe like 2022 had a bunch of stuff like I don't even yeah, like She-Hulk was there, Rings of Power, and then you have the whole Meghan Markle fiasco that I don't really care about. But yeah, the most hilarious woke pop culture fails of 2022. While in 2021, a smorgasbord of woke insanity and unfathomable stupidity, 2022 ended up being a turning point, which finally put the radical movement in fully on its heels. People from all sides of the political spectrum banded together, and at least unofficially, stemmed the tide from the left wing extreme radicalism and soured and permeated the culture sphere. Yeah, the drag queens in the Nickelodeon show, like I remember seeing that, and I believe I mentioned this to you earlier, in a couple streams ago, saying like drag is a little bit more for it's more, in my opinion, adult content. But but what's it called? It's just you have that, and then you have like, of course, Top Gun Maverick, like knowing that, like for me, when I heard Top Gun Maverick was going to come out, I'm like, oh no, like what are you going to do to the series? But and I watched it, it's like it's pretty damn faithful. Did you end up getting to watch Top Gun Maverick?
Not yet, but I can already, since already it's at Paramount. It's at Paramount. It's got released to Paramount recently. Okay, yeah, I can.
Yeah. So I remember just watching this. I remember watching the original and then watching this. I'm like, damn, this is really good. They have strong female characters within it in there without having to have strong female characters sort of like forefronting is like, oh, and making all the men look stupid, right? And it's like, it's just that's really well done. See, the thing is that I was originally going to watch the Halo series, but I couldn't. I couldn't push myself through it. I heard a bunch of things. Within the first episode, he takes off his helmet, which is like the whole thing about Master Chief where he doesn't take off his helmet, and it's sort of like and they're like, oh, the reason why we did it is because we don't want it to be like Mandalorian. You know how Mando never takes off his helmet. This is the way, that kind of thing. So, oh, we don't want to be that. We want to be our own thing. I'm like, okay, sure. And then I heard Master Chief isn't really in the main character. I heard this Asian girl sort of becomes like the main focal point, which is sort of stupid. And then you have all these like Star Wars, woke Star Wars and stuff like that. And then and then you have Bros, which is just complete garbage. Man, this was all this year. Holy shit.
And then I thought Halo was 2021. It's 2022.
Yeah, it's early 2022, which is crazy. And then you have What Is a Woman, which is which I actually did watch, which is basically because right now, like, you know, I'm not sure if you heard about this this documentary. It's basically Matt Walsh. He's from the Daily Wire, and he basically goes around like to colleges and talking to random people and like having interviews and like people who does like sex changes and stuff like that, and asking what's the definition of a woman, and then they can't even answer it. And then this documentary got like a lot of people like hating him. And for me, I think it's just like I'm just gonna put my 2 cents in there, but where it feels like we're erasing like women, like just being a woman, right? Is because if you have like saying that like a trans person is a trans female is a female, and then a trans male is a male, you're basically taking what is sacred to being a woman or being a man out of it. And it just, for me, it just really convoluted. And this one was actually, you know, because a lot of the woke stuff that's happening inside our pulp culture, it's also political in a way. And then of course you have the whole Meghan Markle fiasco, which is saying that how she's very oppressed. And it's like, for me, my wife really wants to watch it because she likes these kind of crazy drama. I'm like, put me out of it. And then of course you have this one that we were talking about earlier, Jennifer Lawrence invents strong woman
woman.
characters, and we're gonna go see that. There here he is.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah,
You're
yeah,
right there in it.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So actress Jennifer Lawrence has said some incredibly stupid things in her time, including her insinuation that hurricanes were Mother Nature's wrath against Trump voters. She tried to walk that one back by claiming that she was quoted out of context, which she absolutely was not. Nevertheless, Lawrence continues to stick her foot in her mouth in every opportunity, seemingly by compulsion. Her latest mega gaffe occurred when she spoke on Variety's Actors and Actors series, where she claimed that she was the first bona fide female action hero. I remember when I was doing Hunger Games, nobody had ever put a woman in a lead role of action movie because it wouldn't work. Because we were told girls and boys can both identify with a male lead, but boys cannot identify with a female lead. Online backlash was immediate, and millions piled on a well-deserved ridicule, with hilarious memes and a never-ending strings of digs and jabs. To the point, however, it showcased Lawrence's irritating arrogance and astonishing lack of intelligence, not to mention ignorance of female action movie roles like Carrie Fisher. Well, exactly. Carrie Fisher is one of the earlier ones, right? With being Princess Leia. Sigourney Weaver playing Ripley, Mila Jovovich in Resident Evil, Charlize Theron in I didn't watch a lot of her stuff. I know she was in Aeon Flux, and Uma Thurman, yeah, which Kill Bill, like you mentioned, Grae, and Linda Hamilton, just to name a few from Terminator. Yeah, and then you have Whoopi Goldberg defending Hitler twice, which is crazy. And then you have AOC talking about climate change documentary, which no one watched, I believe. And then of course you have She-Hulk. And was She-Hulk canceled? Did it cancel season 2?
I think it's still in limbo. I think I've not
Okay.
seen either. I've not seen videos or read anything that says it's
Yeah.
canceled.
And yeah, and then of course at the end of the episode, they basically talked about how like, oh, they were trolling like fans and stuff like that, and I believe the director and the showrunner was like, oh, they were happy that they were trolling the fans, which is fucking crazy, right? And then of course you have the targets of the left wing hate emergence unscathed. Yeah, of course they're trying to cancel Dave Chappelle, and then you have the Terminal List, which a lot of people says I enjoyed the Terminal List. It's not great, but it was entertaining.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is it's actually based off of a book by Jack Carr, I believe, and it's sort of and I'm not sure if it's based off a true story, but I thought it was entertaining. I thought there's some cool like twists and turns and stuff like that. And I know that I think people are trying to say the reviewers, at least the critics, are trying to say that this is like it's stupid, it doesn't make sense, and you're trying to glorify like military people and stuff. And then of course you have the J.K. Rowling thing with the whole Harry Potter stuff that's been happening. And then of course finally Henry Cavill exits The Witcher. And then, I love this one. Henry Cavill defends from toxic fandom trap question. And then damn, this 2022 was a shit show, dude.
Yeah.
2022 was fucking crazy. And of course you have Rings of Power, which is a complete utter trash show. And then having Bob Chapek basically saying that, oh, I don't want to talk about politics in Florida. And then all of a sudden Florida and then I'm not sure if you knew, but what's it called again? Epcot, Walt Disney World came out like I think like 1970s, and I think by that time I think Walt has already passed away. But you know how the Vatican works, right? It's considered its own city. It has its own zip code and stuff like that, right? So Disney World is the same thing in Florida. It has its own taxes. It has its own sort of like governance within it. So ever since Bob Chapek came out and says that, like, whatever, we don't agree with what you're saying, like, and keep like bashing Florida and stuff like that. Ron DeSantis, who's the governor of Florida, basically said, all right, then you guys been having a lot of amnesty and we don't do a lot of stuff. You guys are actually guests in our state. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually do our own taxes now. We're actually going to have a bunch of stuff they're going to be auditing. So they're basically, they basically fucked up. Like Bob Chapek fucked up. And then in the middle of the night, Bob Iger says, you're fired. I'm coming back as CEO because you fucked up. right? It's because he wouldn't, even though Bob Chapek like said it out loud, Bob Iger agrees with it, but he would never say it out loud because money
Yeah.
talk. So in my opinion, that fucked up. And of course, you have Eric July. He's tired of all these woke garbage comic books. Now he started his own. Got over $1 million invested in over a day, which is fucking amazing. I think he got like over 3 million now. And because a lot of people are like, oh, if you don't like it, just make your own shit. Yeah, just make your own shit. And then it's like, all right,
that's
cool,
exactly what it did.
Yeah, like and that's what I love. And I'm glad Eric July is doing really, really well. And then of course you have basically Joe Biden and however it's just a lot of stuff happening. I think 2022 was fucking insane. Like you have the whole thing with the Ukraine and woke stuff getting into our media, and then just everyone going crazy, and just, man, it was crazy. It was nuts. And but I do hope a lot of things get better. I do hope a lot of pop culture stuff gets like just make good shit again. But it's crazy. It's super, super nuts. But I'm gonna go ahead and read Deadlight's comments. You put up a bunch of them. Yeah. I remember you mentioning this, a Fallout series by Amazon, right? Like I remember you mentioning it, Grae, and I think a couple of podcasts ago. So Deadlight says, let's talk about some good things that we're excited to come see that come up and see this year, like the upcoming Fallout series, also by Amazon. I don't know much about it, but it's rumored to be set in the West Coast. That's pretty cool. I've never played any of the Fallout games, but if the show is good and gets me interested, I might actually play it. Have you played Fallout?
Yeah. I played 3, New Vegas, and 4.
Oh,
Yeah, the modern ones, not the old isometric ones. But yeah, it's good. It's good. But yeah, it's one of those series that's more in danger of going woke, actually, because it can go anywhere. The story can go in. Unlike The Last of Us, like it can still be steered towards the. It's just that the people up on top just want to push the woke thing. Here, it's like they can go guns blazing with the woke because like it's so customizable. Like it doesn't really have to follow the story. It just needs to follow the universe, so they can do anything to it. But yeah, hopefully it's good. But we haven't heard anything about it for a long, long time.
Yeah. All right. So remember those 10-year-old gay boys that dancing in the strip clubs for a bunch of grown men that had the worst thing ever seen? Yeah. Like I'm not sure if you're following any of like the stuff that's happening here. There's actually like they're calling it family friendly like drag show hours, and like they're trying to normalize this, and in one of the places you see like I don't know, 5 or 6-year-old, and then you see like a sign in the back that says it's not gonna lick itself, and then you literally see like drag show people like drag queens literally coming out like literally like they're basically wearing a thong and like pasties on their fake boobs and walking around, and people are basically saying like parents are literally bringing their kids to these kind of things, and they're trying to normalize it. And in my opinion, I consider it grooming, meaning that you're exposing young kids to these kind of sexual things, so it normalizes it for them. That means that it's okay for them to expose themselves to like pornography at a young age, and then eventually, hey, are you okay taking off your shirt? You're still gonna have your clothes on. You're still gonna have an undershirt. It's okay. You take off your shirt. Cool. And then later on, when they get a little older, a year older, they're still underage. And it's like, hey, do you want to? You did it last time. Let's take out your clothes completely. It's sort of like slowly turning them into something that like they're not. You're basically endangering kids. But I digress. And then you didn't know you didn't want to watch Halo, aka Quan Ha show. Didn't you see the Master Chief fuck a pal, and the reason for fall
I didn't know it was the fall of Reach. I didn't know about that, but I know he screwed with a Covenant spy, which is kind of
yes. Oh my god, that's that's stupid. Oh yeah, so you're talking about a documentary, What is Woman? It was actually really good. It was insane to see supposed scientists and professors not being able to define what biological woman is. Yeah, I watched that. I watched the documentary because a lot of people were talking about it, and then it's basically like they're basically teaching kids that it's like it's okay for you to transition from a male to female, or female to male as young as like 5 years old. And the crazy thing about that is it's scary is because it's permanent, right? And the thing is that, you know how like you heard of the terms like tomboy, like where like a girl would dress a little bit more like a guy is because maybe they had an older brother that had a lot of hand-me-downs, and then they start dressing more like what my older brother would wear. And then the teachers would be like, wait, don't you feel like a boy? And then they would sort of like brainwash them in a way, saying that it's okay. And then a lot of these places here in the States allow like sex changes as early as 5 or 6, and like it basically damages your hormones and stuff like that. And so a lot of people who are against this is basically saying, I think the kids should be able to do it as long as they're of age, like 18, that. So it's pretty scary. But the thing is that like I'm not sure if you know, but a lot of these sports are actually like the people who are actually winning in these female sports are actually all men, biological men. And it's just like it sort of like takes a male to dominate in the female industry. And it's like I forgot there's this person who was like 116th place in the male swimming competition, and when he transitioned, he's like first. I don't know why they're doing it, but it's they're getting a lot of coverage and stuff like that. And if you say anything against it, you're considered you're transphobe, and then they'll cancel you and stuff like that. And that's the reason why they're trying to cancel J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling was that. Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence looks insane in that picture. Absolutely, she's crazy. She's absolutely crazy. Yeah, she's a disgusting person. Nothing like another tolerant Hollywood celebrity wishing death and suffering people who vote differently. True. Charles Darren's was great. Oh yeah, Mad Max Fury. Yeah, did you watch Mad Max Fury, Grae?
No, I haven't.
So here's the thing. I've never seen the original Mad Max back in the 80s, but I did watch Fury. I remember it being pretty good because I think 80% of the movie was like all practical effects, which is awesome. I love practical effects. In a world with like everything is all digital and 3D now, I love seeing practical effects stuff. She-Hulk never got approved for a second season, but I don't think it will get one. I hope not, because
yeah, I hope not. I hope not.
But the thing is that like that will be good content for us for us to react.
Yeah, true. And I'm not so sure either, because like the way I see it, Disney is gonna double down on the woke. So yeah, I think it still has a good shot despite all the backlash.
So I'm not sure if you know, but I think his name is Klaus Schwab. So Klaus Schwab is like one of these like rich people in like he's like a multi-billion or even a trillionaire. I'm not 100% sure, but they have these things, the ESG thing, right? So so basically he basically determines, these rich people determines there's like a scale of like how woke a company is, and if you're not woke enough, then you're not going to get funding from Klaus Schwab. Like you're not going to get you're not going to get like investments from him. And like he's like BlackRock, Vanguard, like type of rich, right? Like super rich, like the World Economic Forum rich. And they basically have a say in everything. And if like if every June comes and you don't change your Twitter icon to a pride flag, then you're not going to get the funding that you need. So may it be if these companies want or agree or actually disagree with what's happening with these woke stuff, if you don't adhere to it, you're not going to get funding. So that's the reason why like investors are like urging people to do it, is because maybe this is something that Klaus Schwab wants. So it's like it's like a percentage, right? How woke are you from 1 to 10? You have to be, everything has to be above a 6. And it, like most recently, even if you just disagree with something that they say, I forgot. I think Ryan Kindle talked about it earlier. I believe is like a gaming company fired a female sort of like I think she's like a person that talks for them.
Yeah.
Right.
Limited run games.
Yeah, limited run games. They fired their like social media person is because she follows people that these woke people don't like. Like Gina Carano, maybe like J.K. Rowling, and maybe conservative people like just because you and I have a disagreement, and I think this person, I forgot who ratted her out, but it was like the person who was in charge, who was the CEO and founder of I think like it's called like BronyCon, or it's basically like I think it's what's it called again? God, what what's that horse cartoon that people love?
BoJack.
No, not that one. The cartoon, like the kid friendly one. My Little Pony. I think that's
yeah. I was
It's like
about to
a
say.
My Little Pony like convention based on people who love like horses, and they basically made like he or she, I'm not sure if this person is trans, made a convention on it, and I guess this person found out like the sort of social media person that runs the social media account was in charge of this, so he or she reached out to Limited Run Games and was like, how can you have this person be okay with trans people and stuff like that? And she's not saying anything against trans people. You're just saying that like, hey, I think if we go down this route, it's going to be a slippery slope. And she said something. She said this back in like 2016, and this person brought it back up to Limited Run Games, and Limited Run Games basically came out with a statement that we fired her. Because we want to be inclusive. We want to be fair to everyone, so we're just going to fire her. And just it's sort of like, so if we have anything negative or different to say about something, then are we just gonna like get fired? Like for me, I work in the gaming industry. Like, am I gonna get fired just because I think differently? But yeah. The fact that they turned a supervillain group Intelligentsia into a Reddit trolls was infuriating. Yeah, they took the team with Dr. Doom and made it a joke. Yeah, it's basically like they made fun of Doomcock, which is I believe a YouTube personality. Yeah, Disney also has its own economy after they attacked Ron DeSantis. He just said to them, just fuck off, them to fuck off, and took away their privilege. Yep. Yeah, I love Eric July. I wish I had money to support him, but couldn't. Yeah, 100%. Like, I love Eric July. Like, he's amazing. Let's see. Fallout show is being directed by Christopher Nolan's brother, and showrunners worked on HBO's Westworld. So I'm kind of hopeful. So I hope it wasn't like the last 2 seasons of Westworld, because the last 2 seasons, I didn't watch the last 2 seasons of Westworld. I only watched the first 2, but I heard the last 2 it was really bad. So I do like Chris Nolan, so that's a good thing. Back when I was a kid, my parents would have protected us from shit like that. It's absurd the levels of LGBT community gets when it comes to nudity, exposing them to kids and stuff like that. So here's the thing. Did you Grae, did you watch Dahmer on Netflix?
Oh, no, I didn't. But
So-
is it good?
I heard it's good, and I because it goes into the psychological like mind of like a person who's like a serial killer, right? But it's funny is because whenever they say like, oh, if you're saying we're if you're using the word groomer, you're attacking the LGBTQ people. If you're saying this means you're attacking us. But here's the thing: if you're calling us, if you're saying people are pedophiles, you're talking ill to the LGBTQ people. I'm like, wait, we're talking about pedophiles in general, like just regular pedophiles. Like we're not talking about you guys. Are you guys saying that you guys are pedophiles? Right? Like why would you be so upset? We're not saying you guys are pedophiles. We're just talking about pedophiles in general, right? And so it's just like same thing with the whole Dahmer thing. The Dahmer TV show was actually listed under LGBT. Like it's the tag. But the thing is that Jeffrey Dahmer was a terrible person, right? He's a god awful person that needed to be in jail for the rest of his life and stuff like that kind of terrible person. So the LGBT community came out and says that please remove this because it makes the LGBT look bad. Because I think Jeffrey Dahmer was gay. Side note, I'm bisexual, but man, this community just fallen into the gutter. True. I think that a lot of things that are happening now I'm glad that it's more coming out and is being like the light's shining on it now. I think having all these things that like are potentially teaching your children it's okay to masturbate at the age of 5, like are you serious, dude? Like, why would you tell kids that? And it's okay to if you like the color pink, you must be trans or something like that, because there's no gay or lesbian anymore. If you like pink, you're trans. If you like purple, you're trans. It's like there's no in between. And that's why there's actually a group called LGB without the T, is because like I have trans friends, right? I'm nothing against them and so or anything like that, and they don't push any of the ideology onto me or anything like that,
Yeah,
and
it's true.
but we're just talking about children, right? Just leave the children alone. Just let kids be kids. Like it's not that hard, right? Modern day gender dysphoria has actually been proven that children grow out of that normally. I think percentage was like high 90s. So I view it as grooming and genital mutilation. Yeah, especially if you do like top surgery or bottom surgery is permanent. You're done, right? And they actually take skin from like your arm to make like a fake penis. Like they actually like like cut off skin from your forearm to make a penis. So it's like don't do it. Like let if your kids like pink stuff, like don't force them to do any of that kind of stuff. If they grow out of it, they grow out of it. And if they want to, they'll learn more about it when they're an adult.
When
And
the
then
time
when they
comes.
yeah, and a lot of people say that kids' minds don't fully develop until they're 25. So at least 18, at least when they're an adult. Like just leave them alone. Yeah, you need to have your friend watch Mad Max Road Fury. Now that a line about that being mostly practical is a lie. The stunts are sort of real. Oh, the law was CGI cover up. Ah, that sucks. But as for the original Mad Max series, I say the first two movies are solid. The third and fourth aren't bad, but they're hard to digest. Let's see. Oh yeah, he's basically one of George Soros's type. Oh, the damn! How is George Soros still alive? Isn't he like a corpse? He's so old. Yeah, he has a lot to say in industry because he's so rich. Yeah. Oh yeah, I read that about LRG thing. Oh yeah, it's insane. It's gotten to the point where you need to form your own fucking country at this point. My Little Pony friendship is magic. Yeah, the LGBT group is pertaining to the sexual preferences. The last time I checked, there's only a male, female, unless you are an alien, something that you can only be straight or gay or bisexual. Yeah, but to touch a little bit on that point, I believe there's a guy. He actually wrote a sort of like an article, like sort of like a thread on Twitter, saying that he's gonna what's it called again? Identify as a female, and he went to Japan and identified as female and went into one of those all female spas, and literally says that why it's like this is a genius idea. I should have been doing it way earlier because I see so much titties. And the thing is that there's so many titties, it's like everywhere. There's like small, big titties and stuff like that. And oh my God, this is literally boob heaven. It's so great. I should have done this a long time ago. So there are people who are actually using that to their advantage because they're basically creeps, right? There's actually have you heard of this thing called Wee Spa, Grae?
No, I have not.
So Wee Spa is a very, very popular spa in Hollywood. And celebrities go there, like rich celebrities. I believe Steven Yeun, who plays Glenn from The Walking Dead, he did like a little special thing with Conan O'Brien, and they both went to the Wee Spa. There's a section where you don't have to be naked, but there is a section where you have to be fully nude. You can't go in there. So there was a trans person who went in there, identified as a female, went to the female section. He still has his dick, so he just walks around naked in front of because there are also little girls there too. And then I guess there's a mom who complained and stuff like that. And I guess like it was all over the media, and it's fucking crazy. And that's the reason why I'm glad like you don't live here, because you have to deal with all those lots of insanity here. Lot but yeah, man. And that's the reason I remember I asked you, has any of like the Western thinking stuff reached over to your area? And you're like, not really, which is good, right? But yeah, like I digress. You know, talking about these things sort of like it's puts a damper on the stream, and I know it's supposed to be talking about like pop culture and games and stuff like that. But are you gonna be picking up Hogwarts Legacy?
Maybe not at launch. Because yeah, but very likely in the not so distant future, for sure.
Yeah. So what games are you planning on getting? I know Fire Emblem for sure. I know.
Oh no. Surprise! I canceled my pre-order on that one.
Wait, what happened?
I don't know. It's like, as I kept looking at the new trailers, like it's basically like 3 Fire Emblem Heroes, but on Switch. It's like that's how I felt like it, because like its features are like summoning heroes from the past. 'Cause I
Oh
felt
yeah.
yeah, I want what I want is like I kept contemplating. It's like the first trailer that came out, I wasn't excited. It's like I had to
Mhm.
consult with all the other Fire Emblem streamers why I should be excited about it. But eventually kind of died down for me. It's like because I wanted a three houses, but improved. Like
Mhm.
less monastery work, less micromanaging, more of the story.
Mhm.
The same kind of story, like ambiguous, like this person's not exactly a good guy, but this is not exactly bad either. Because like in if you check the latest trailers, like they went back to kill the evil dragon. So that's the plot again, kill the evil dragon.
Mhm.
Summon Marth, who's had so many Fire Emblem games already. We've seen Marth a bajillion times. So again, he's the main character. It's like not really. It's like maybe
Uh,
yeah, I'll probably grab the game eventually, but
when it's like
I'm
goes on
just not
sale,
excited.
what, $40?
Yeah, or if people say it's really really good, but the people's gonna say that are probably die-hard Fire Emblem fans
Mhm.
already to begin with. So I don't know. I'll probably get in the future, but just not now. I just didn't feel like it. I didn't feel the same excited for it when Star Ocean came out. Because yeah, Star Ocean, it's a new story, new cast of characters, new everything. It's the same universe, the same lore, but it's a new cast. It's not like here where the main character in Fire Emblem Engage is a copy paste of a VTuber.
Oh, I see.
They just copy pasted the entire model. So it's like it's full. I don't know. It didn't sit right with me. It's like you got mod heroes from the old games. So, oh, you remember this guy? I don't know the old characters. I can't relate with the old characters. I prefer a fresh new story that has the ambiguity and nuance and complexity of Three Houses. But I don't think I'm getting that here. It's like kill the evil
Yeah.
dragon. That's the premise.
Yeah. Well, that does suck, but we do have a pretty damn good games that are coming out this year. You know,
Yeah, yeah, a lot. Yeah,
we
a
have
lot.
RE4 remake, we have 16, we have 7 remake 2. They're like just to name a few. If you're into fighting games, Street Fighter 6 is coming out, so a lot of good stuff. I'm hoping 2023 gets better. I'm the one movie that I'm really looking forward to is the Super Mario movie.
Yeah,
Like
so let's say.
even I have a feeling that movie is gonna break so much records. I'm super looking forward to it. Um, Spider-Man in was across the multiverse. It seems okay, but yeah. Oh yeah, Spider-Man 2 with Venom. Yeah, for the PS5, that's gonna be fun. I think that's gonna be really good.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man. Yo, it's good to catch up, man. I know the stream went longer than usual because like we're actually trying to encompass like the entire like Blood Origins into one,
Yeah,
and then
we
we
covered the entire
rambled
Blood
on, and
Origin.
then we had to catch up, and then with I'm glad my the I hope like my son was crying in the other room. Hopefully you guys didn't hear it,
Yeah,
but
I didn't hear anything.
okay, that's good. Yeah, he was crying in the other room. I think it was time for him feeding, but yeah, it's good to catch up. I'm gonna try to stream maybe once or twice this week, maybe, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to 2023, and
Yeah,
man, it's good to catch up, dude.
yeah, same here, same here.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and call it there. Thank you everyone for joining us for the stream, for this longer than usual New Year's first stream of 2023. If you guys haven't already done so, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe to all your friends or whatever. You know that'll be great. We're gonna be turning this a long stream into tiny chunks segments. So we'll be posting up this week, and we'll be coming back live next Saturday about the same time. You want to give any shout outs? I believe you changed your YouTube channel to a
Oh,
different name.
that. Yeah, because I don't think because I my plans for now are actually here in this podcast. Like I already mentioned, like so I decided to pick up Last of Us 2 again. So I'm playing through the game again so that I can make a review for it. So that's gonna
Mhm.
end up here.
Okay.
Then yeah. I don't know if I can go back to Rings of Power. I don't want to watch it again. I'll see, but I'll see what I can do. But I really want to cover a Spy Family video because I
Oh yeah,
really love the
for sure.
anime.
Go for it.
It's
Yeah.
super fun. So I think it deserves something better to compare to the anime videos I've made so far.
Mhm.
But yeah, so yeah, in my other channel, it's a Crisis Core review. I'm still working on that, but
Mhm.
hopefully I'll get it done soon. But yeah, that's about it. I don't really plan on putting anything in that channel yet. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to put there. So I
Mhm.
don't really want to call it out yet. But yeah, so stay tuned for more content here in Project Eggroll. That's all I'm probably gonna say.
Sweet. And what's it called? You can catch me on Twitch at Mr. Phillip Chan, and same thing with YouTube, my personal channel, Mr. Phillip Chan. I'll probably be posting some stuff there from my Twitch whenever I do go back to streaming. But yes, but thank you again, everyone. We will be back next Saturday. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast and the stream, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
See ya.
See ya.